after the battle that Hit and Monaka would have, for which Bills and Compa would fight a little bit, making their angels go to stop them, until out of nowhere everyone in the place would hear a familiar voice that was very tender for the environment. "Hello, everyone," the voice would say, appearing on the fighting platform, surprising the gods who, running swiftly to bow to the same height as the person who was in front of them. "Zenosama? But what are you doing here?" both gods would say, in great fear. "I was just passing by the place when I was informed that there was a fight in the gap of Universe 6 and 7, I thought it was a joke but I see that it is true," Zeno would say, with a very pretty smile that resembled his appearance. "Hello Zenosama, it's nice to see you again, after a long time," said Whis, standing in front of the little girl who was in the middle of the guards who were looking at her in a cold way. "Zenosama, you don't know how I've had to deal with Mr. Compa, he's so careless," said Vados, miming tears of fear for his god of destruction. "I see been thinking of changing gods of destruction for Universe 6 and 7 because of your incompetence," said Zeno, with a cold expressionless look watching everyone around him. "Wait," Goku would shout, arriving on the scene. "Damn, this guy is going to ruin it," Bills and Compa, who were frightened by Zeno's words earlier, would think. The guards would get in the way when they saw Goku approaching Zeno, but Zeno would look curiously at the guy, raising his hand to make the guards move away, which they would do quickly so as not to receive any punishment from Zeno. "Who are you?" asks Zeno, looking Goku in the face with some confusion, putting a finger in Goku's mouth, thus making everyone fall down after seeing the scene as Zeno had put his finger in the mouth of Goku, who was also somewhat surprised by the attitude of the goddess of everything. "You have a lot of saliva," said Zeno, floating up to look Goku in the face, thus turning his head from side to see what the Saiyan looked like. "Excuse me," says Goku, with a little pity seeing how the little girl was astonished. "Wow, you work out, don't you?" asks Zeno, with a smile. "Actually, I guess so, but I want you to answer me something," says Goku, with one hand on his head, smiling with some fear because even though he had not transformed into Super Saiyan Blue, he could feel Zeno's energy, which was incomparable. "What do you want to know?" Zeno said, rising in the air, looking at all those who were there, seeing Vegeta, who looked at the scene in a frightening way when he found out who she was. "It is true that you will change gods of destruction. I mean, Mr. Bills can sometimes be a bad god, but he has always maintained his universe well," said Goku, looking at Zeno, who looked astonished. "It wasn't just a joke," Zeno says with a smile, which puts everyone in the area at ease but leaves the angels and the guards puzzled, since Zeno was not one to argue with their decisions. "Can I ask a question?" says Zeno, levitating around the place. "Do, Goku," with a smile. "Why aren't you afraid of me?" says Zeno, surprising everyone, even more Bills and Compa, who couldn't get out of one fright after another. "Oh well, why should I be afraid of you? You are a very pretty girl, besides I feel that you have an unimaginable power," says Goku, with a smile, which makes Bills go for Goku but would be stopped by Zeno, who would appear in front of the god. "I didn't tell you to interrupt," Zeno said, staring at Bills, leaving him in a sweat and afraid of what Zeno might do to him. I'm sorry, Zenosama," Bills says, walking away. "Well, Whis, I want you to talk to Bills and teach him to respect another's conversation," says Zeno, going with Goku, looking at Whis, who nods his head, but leaving a terrified Bills. "Well, thanks. Hey, what's your name?" says Zeno, looking at Goku. "My name is Son Goku, a pleasure, Zenosama," says Goku, extending his hand with a smile, leaving the guards with an astonished face. Zeno would look at the Saiyan's hand with a face of not understanding what he wanted, but in the end he gives him his hand anyway to then rise to be able to move up and down. "A pleasure, Son Goku," Zeno says, with a smile that makes everyone calm down. "Hey, I want you to show me your planet," says Zeno, looking at the Saiyan after letting go of his hand. "Ah, I don't think it's possible today, said Goku, astonishing Zeno, who had never been put off the request by choice. The guards would try to attack Goku for not quickly obeying the goddess of all, but one of them would be sent flying by a move Zeno made on his fingers. Looks like I didn't kill him. Well, anyway, I don't want them to mess with it when I speak. Yeah, says Zeno, making the two guards tremble and scaring everyone in their place except Los Angeles. Bills would go straight to the audience to talk to Bulma. Bulma, listen to me, if Zeno comes to Earth, it will be necessary for you to help her fulfill each and every one of her whims. She is so powerful that with a snap of her fingers she can destroy the 12 universes, says Bills, making everyone in their place scream in horror, knowing how Goku was. Wow, how powerful you are, says Goku, seeing how terrified everyone was. Yes, well, I am the goddess of everything, so everyone serves me. I have no reason to wait. You are the only one here who does not understand and treats me in a natural way, says Zeno, looking at the Saiyan. Okay, but I think they want you to go. You must have god stuff to attend to, said Goku, looking at the frightened guards. Okay, but take this, said Zeno, handing Goku a button. What is this for? Asks the Saiyan. It's for you to call me and come see me so you can show me your planet. See you later, son Goku, says Zeno, with a smile as she is covered by a light that takes her and the guards away as well. That was a little weird, says Goku, returning with the others, but would be hit by bills that would send him flying, leaving him almost unconscious on the floor. Watch. I'm sorry, Sir Bills, it was necessary to speak with the truth, although it was not necessary to hit me, shouts Goku, while trying to get up from the debris. Mr. Bills, that was not right, knowing that Goku could have saved you from Zenosama not doing anything to end your lives, said Whis, with his classic look of superiority, managing to subdue the god who apologizes to Goku. Goku, are you okay? They didn't do anything to you, did they? Asked Chi-Chi, who was worried about her husband. Calm down, Milk, this hurt a lot less than what Zeno could have done to all of us, says Goku, already on his feet with difficulty. I'm sorry, you're in pain, says Chi-Chi, helping her husband walk to where everyone was. Hit, you think it was a miracle, don't you, says Kaba, looking at the assassin. Maybe, but I think this will be the last stumble I'll have here. I don't want to be part of this again, says Hit with some pain in his body due to this fight with Goku. Lord Kompa, it's time to go, says Vados, trying to pull his God Destroyer. Don't think I forgot what you said earlier, Vados, says Kompa, accompanying his angel. Believe me, you had it coming, says Ford, with a smile of satisfaction. Everyone from Universe 6 would get on the transport cube and go straight to Universe 6, leaving everyone from Universe 7 to make their wish, which would be for Universe 6 to have an Earth. You are someone who hides your feelings very well, Mr. Bills, says Whis, looking at his god, who does not respond. Kakaroto, you don't plan to talk to that girl again, do you? Says Vegeta, looking at the button that Zenosama had given to Goku. You know, I promised I would show her Earth, and so will Vegeta, but I don't plan on it now. For the time being, we should go back to Earth and train, says Goku, with a smile that doesn't quite reassure Vegeta but at least leaves some hope for the future. Hell, why don't we just destroy it and be done with it, says Vegeta, with a grimace, but Goku wouldn't give him the pleasure of destroying the button. So they would all return to Earth after a few hours, to prepare for the new threat. Meanwhile, in Zenosama's palace. Zenosama, that was not wise to give the button to a mortal for you to appear wherever he wants. I don't think it's right, Daishin says, trying to reprimand the goddess of all. You can't decide what I can do. Yes, says Zeno, stepping into her dimension, leaving Daishin a little nervous. Maybe I know what this fun thing is, says Zeno, sitting down on his throne. Already on Earth, everyone would be attentive to know when Goku would call the goddess of everything to show her the planet. Vegeta, why are you still so worried? I told you I wouldn't call her for now, says Goku, flying next to the Saiyan prince, who still had a bad feeling. "It's not that, Kakaroto, but that I have a bad feeling," says Vegeta, descending to a rocky area. "What are you doing down there?" shouts Goku, descending in the same way. "Well, Kakaroto, since we have to wait for Whis, let's train by our own means," Vegeta said, instantly transforming into Super Saiyan Blue, getting into battle pose. Goku couldn't even transform because he was hit in the face by Vegeta, who smiled as he saw him crash into a rock. Goku thought, transforming into Super Saiyan Blue increasing the Kaioken by 10 times, which would make Vegeta tremble when he felt the enormous power that Goku had at that moment. "Damn insect, without a doubt I will surpass you," thinks Vegeta, launching several waves of ki that impact on Goku being useless. Goku would be in front of the proud Saiyan, both seeing each other face to face without mentioning any words until Vegeta increases his ki, making the earth tremble due to the pressure he exerted on the place, thus filled by Goku, who stops the elbow that Vegeta had launched against him, thinking that Goku would shoot the wave of ki, forcing Vegeta to retreat, managing to give time for a Kamehameha that would send Vegeta to fly, who would recover quickly doing a somersault to move at a super speed and manage to hit Goku, who would be thrown towards a hill, generating a large amount of dust that covered the place. Vegeta would walk around the place trying to feel the energy of Goku, who was hiding in the fog. For a few seconds the place would be calm until Goku launches a ki wave, alerting Vegeta, who jumps and dodges it only to be hit by a blow from Goku that would make him spit saliva due to the magnitude of it. "Damn Kakaroto," says Vegeta, with a smile, to disappear and reappear behind Goku, hitting him until he realizes that it was an image, thus managing to confuse Vegeta to reappear in front of it and give him a kick that smashes him to the ground, creating a large crater. Something that does not leave very happy the Saiyan Prince, who raises his ki to reach an imperceptible speed, managing to connect an elbow with the open arm of Goku. "Wow, Vegeta, I think if it wasn't for the Kaioken, right now I wouldn't count it," says Goku, with a smile while maintaining enough strength to be one-on-one against Vegeta. Vegeta did not mediate a word against Goku, but rather he would raise his energy to the maximum to end the fight as soon as possible, although things would not be so evenly matched to do that in a short time. Goku would increase his energy, managing to throw Vegeta, who makes a double somersault, throwing shockwaves taking Goku by surprise, who fails to dodge it in time, leaving him adrift to be impacted by Vegeta's blow, managing to leave a good expression of pain before the Prince of the Saiyan. "You really are an expert," said Goku, lying on the ground almost with a little annoyance of losing in such a simple way. "You let your guard down like you always do. That's your weak point, Kakaroto. You're too pious and you don't fight with everything from the beginning. That will lead to your downfall," says Vegeta, with a grimace, watching Goku, who looks at the sky. "You're right, as silly as it sounds, I think we all deserve compassion no matter how evil we are," says Goku, lying on the ground. "There, shut up already, I'm sick of the way you are, but you're right about something," says Vegeta. Yes, you admitting something, I can't believe it, ha ha ha," says Goku, laughing while he sees Vegeta, who looks at him in a cold way and at the same time with a quite noticeable anger. While the two friends and rivals were still talking, Bulma calls Vegeta to tell him something. "What happened, Bulma?" says Vegeta, answering the call. "Vegeta, where are you? Is Goku with you?" asks Bulma, on the other end of the line. "If he's here, what happened? Why are you calling me?" says Vegeta, as eloquent as ever. "Mr. Bills and Mr. Whis have just arrived," says Bulma. "I see, I think we're going straight to beach," says Vegeta, cutting off the call, leaving Bulma in disgust. "As polite as ever," says Bulma, putting down the phone. "A race," says Goku, with the smile of defiance that Vegeta takes, and they start flying at full speed. Meanwhile, with Bulma and the others. "What a delicious dish," says Bills, eating some spaghetti. "You're right, sir," says Whis, eating likewise. "Well, I guess some things can't change no matter how much you want them to," says Bulma, watching the two of them eat like crazy. After a while they would finish eating and go to the rooftop where everyone else would be to say goodbye to Goku and Vegeta, who would be leaving to the planet of Bills to resume their training. "Hello guys," says Bulma, entering, seeing everyone in their place. Having to wait for those two is becoming a normal thing, Bills says, yawning a little. "Easy sir, it's for the best. You're too indolent and stubborn to do anything for your universe for mutual benefit, so you'd better wait," says Whis, with a smile, learning an angry face from Bills. "Hello everyone," says Goku, appearing out of nowhere. "You're a cheater, Kakaroto," shouts Vegeta, arriving on the scene. "But whoever gets there first wins anyway, ha 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 ha," says Goku with a smile. "I hate you," says Vegeta, going to Bulma. "Goku," says Bills, arriving with the sign. "Yes, tell me, Mr. Bills," says Goku, approaching in the same way. "You haven't called Zenosama, have you?" says Bills, whispering in Goku's ear. "No, actually he forgot, ha 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 ha," says Goku, scratching his head. "It's better this way," Bills mentions, filling up towards Whis. So everyone would be in an ordinary day on Earth without any threat until out of nowhere, in the sky would break through a kind of ship that was very familiar to everyone except for the gods. From that ship would come out Trunks, quite badly injured, still unconscious from the fight that had caused him to come to the past. "Trunks," they all shout out, leaving the others who didn't know strangely. "I think this is going to get very serious," said Goku, seeing Trunks, who from the platform gets up and tries to hit Goku, who parries the blow with ease. "Damn you," shouts Trunks, transforming into Super Saiyan 2, hitting Goku, sending him flying. "Hell Trunks, it's me Goku," says Goku, trying to reason with Trunks, who didn't seem to hear a single word until behind them all a flash of light is heard, from which would come out a familiar figure. Was the goddess of all, Zenosama. "Hello everyone," Zeno would say, appearing together with his guards, looking around in amazement. "Zenosama," shouts Bills, going towards Zeno in a huge panic, transnishindozalo to all who would make a boo. "What brings you here?" Bills would say, still terrified. "Well son, Goku smashed the button that would make me appear here whenever he wanted me to, so I showed up." "Yeah," says Zeno, with a smile. "Oh sorry haha, I think it was Trunks' fault," says Goku, pointing to Trunks, who would be shocked to see such a light. "Well anyway, it's a good way to advance the offer to meet the Earth." "Yeah," Zeno says, walking towards Bills and was looking around. "Of course Zenosama," Bills says, putting a chair for him to sit on. "Why is Goku fighting that guy?" Zeno says, watching Trunks and Goku's little fight. "Well, you see, he's a little shocked and wanted to release his energy fighting. I hope it doesn't bother him," says Bills, looking at the goddess, who doesn't pay much attention and sees some children in the place, who would be Goten and Trunks, approaching to talk to them. "Hello," Zeno says, extending his hand towards Goten and Trunks. "Who are you?" Trunks asks, looking at little Zeno. After saying those words, he would be hit by Vegeta, who explains to him that she is the goddess of the 12 universes and is so powerful that she can destroy all the universes just by extending her hands, leaving Trunks with a little bit of fear. Sorry, excuse me Zenosama," Trunks says, taking Zeno's hand and moving it in a very accelerated way, making Goten laugh. Zeno would be surprised because of the great strength of Trunks that being a child he could carry it and move it up and down. Zeno says, looking at Trunks with an impressed face, until Goten greets her in the same way, leaving her very impressed. "You guys are very impressive, amazing, 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 amazing," says Zeno, taking the hand of both children. Which would leave everyone but Goku, who had managed to calm Trunks down. "They seem to be getting along very well," says Goku, standing next to Bulma. "It's to be expected, the three of them are children," says Bulma, watching the scene. "In fact, Miss Bulma, Zenosama is older than all the universes that exist, being the first living being," says Whis, to Bulma's astonishment. Then why does she look so small, says Bulma, trying to shield herself from something. He is immortal and extremely powerful, says Bills, looking at everyone. Then Zenchan is someone incredible, says Goku, drawing the attention of Zeno, who appears in front of him, surprising him. You called me Zenchan, didn't you, says Zeno, looking at Goku. Yes, answers the Saiyan, worried about Zenosama's reaction. I like you, you're very good at giving nicknames, yes, says Zeno, with a smile. After Zeno arrived and Trunks had calmed down, everyone would meet to talk about the reason for his arrival in the past, since Vegeta would think it was something bad, as it almost always happened. I guess it didn't come to visit because of your attitude, says Vegeta, approaching Trunks, who looks at him and gives him a look of joy, bowing in front of him. You're right, Dad, I am really sorry, it wasn't my intention to attack you, Mr. Goku, Trunks would say, bowing to apologize to Goku, who feels sorry, and I asked him not to do that. Changing the subject, I think they mentioned that I was from the future, wasn't it, said Whis, entering the conversation. Of course, is something wrong, Mr. Whis, said Bulma, looking at the angel. Traveling to the past from the future is completely forbidden in the laws of Zenosama, and because a human was able to create a device that broke the laws of reality shows us that humans are not to be taken lightly, isn't that right, Mr. Beerus, said Whis, looking at the god of destruction, who was still a little nervous due to the presence of Zenosama. I guess Whis is absolutely right, I can't allow something like this in this world, so I will eliminate it. Take it as a pardon for your precious planet and lives, since by breaking the laws of time, I should eliminate the Earth, says Beerus, looking at everyone in a cold way. Trunks would try to stop Beerus from destroying the time machine, without success, but everyone would be silenced in that instant because Zeno raised his hand. Zenosama. What's the matter? Asked Beerus, with some fear, and stopping his attack. I'll let his recklessness pass, yes, says Zeno, looking at everyone with a smile. But Zeno, Beerus couldn't finish speaking because Zeno would look at him somewhat angrily. It's alright, you can go on, says Beerus, going to sit down at a small table. Thank you, Zenchan, says Goku, looking at the little Zeno, who reciprocates with a smile. Well, when are you going to take me to see this place? Says Zeno, taking Goku's arm. Alright, you see, what happens is that the button was pressed because Trunks threw me too hard, says Goku, seeing Zeno with the hand on his head and his classic smile, which leaves Zeno with a face of disappointment. But if you want, you can stay with us while we solve this, I don't think there's a problem, says Goku, putting his hand on the head of the little Zeno, who smiles while shaking his head, which leaves everyone present very impressed, even more Beerus and the guards, who seemed to be the most shocked of the scene. Well, you guard tell Daishin-Khan that I will stay for a while on Earth, yes, says Zeno, pointing to the guard, who nods and disappears from the place. Well, what do we do now? Says Zeno, looking at Goku with a smile. Well, first I have to see what's going on with Trunks, says Zeno. Well, I'll go play with Goten and little Trunks, says Zeno, raising his hand. See you in a while, Zenchan, says Goku, standing with the others. So everyone would update Goku about the arrival of a new villain who called himself Black, plus he had a physique identical to Goku's, which caused confusion in Trunks when he woke up. So, a guy who looks just like me? And he's strong, asks Goku, with a smile that impresses Vegeta. You're crazy, you think this is a game? There are many lives at stake, Kakarot, says Vegeta, looking at the Saiyan with an angry face. I'm sorry, but I got a little excited because I would have a fight with someone more powerful, but Trunks, that guy you told us about, is very powerful, says Goku, looking at Trunks, who was a little shocked of everything that had happened since he left the past. Yes, Sir Goku, Black is very powerful, although I guess you must already be on another level, because of the fight we had a while ago you seem to be much more powerful, says Trunks, with joy to Goku, who is a little disappointed by the fight with this Black. Well, it doesn't matter much, I'll go play with Zenchan until we're all ready to go and face that black guy, says Goku, with a fading smile. That Goku always so childish for things that take complete seriousness, says Bulma, watching Goku disappear while helping Trunks to recover since Vegeta had gone to see the Hermit's seeds. Meanwhile in Trunks' future. Where is that useless Trunks, says Black, looking for Trunks' key everywhere. Until out of nowhere his ring starts to flicker, surprising the villain who stretches out his finger so that the ring could open a portal showing a gap in time where he would see Trunks and company. With Trunks and the others. Look at that, says Zeno, touching Goten's head and Trunks pointing to the sky. It looks like a portal. We should tell Daddy, says Goten, taking the hands of Trunks and Zeno, the latter a little surprised since she didn't know who Goten's father was. What could it be now, says Vegeta, looking at the sky from which a very familiar figure appears, and if that was the Dark Warrior, Black Goku. Wow, it looks like Trunks wasn't lying about how much he looked like me, shouts Goku, looking down at him. Thus causing a discontent in Black, who realizes that he traveled back in time seeing everyone alive, not to mention that there was the God of Destruction next to them. I see, Trunks, so you came to the past to get your father and that inept Goku to help you, says Black, looking at everyone with an evil smile that would make Goku and Vegeta upset. Well, who do you think should fight that talker? Says Vegeta, but he would be surprised because Goku was already flying towards Black. I'm sorry, Vegeta, whoever sees it first gets it, says Goku, flying in front of Black. So you're dumb enough to come and attack me by yourself, says Black, very confident in what he had said. If you don't look as strong as you look, said Goku, transforming into Super Saiyan 2, demonstrating a power more than beastly for Black's current power. I think it will be interesting. I think it will be interesting, Saiyan, said Black, who was going to give a blow but would be stopped by a finger, which came from Zenosama. This had an impact on everyone, who would be taken backwards due to the strong pressure exerted by the air current that had released that blow, although it would not affect neither Zeno's guardian nor Beerus, nor was who were questioning whether the subject would leave the place alive due to the lifeless expression that Zenosama had. Zenchan, weren't you with the children playing? Asks Goku, a little surprised by the action of Zeno, who turns to look at him. I saw that hole had opened up and I wanted to see what was going on. I really liked playing Goten and Trunks, although I didn't know that you were Goten's father. Goku, you are strong and you are a great father, says Zeno, with a smile, but she doesn't finish speaking when Black tries to hit her without having the slightest effect on her. But what the hell? I'm sure he hit her, says Black, very surprised by the attitude of the little girl who was holding his hand. It's obvious that you are not Goku, you don't have a good way to treat people, says Zeno, squeezing the hand of Black, who would scream from the pain he felt when he felt the great pressure that Zeno made on his fingers. It seems that Miss Zeno won't eliminate him without first feeling pain. This has never happened before. How strange, says Whis, next to Beerus, who looks at the scene with fear, hoping that he doesn't bother Zeno too much and decides to eliminate Universe 7. Well, why don't you stop bothering Son Goku and disappear? Says Zeno, letting go of Black, who rubs his hand with great effort. So you're Zenosama? No wonder you're as powerful as everyone said, says Black, to launch a wave of ki that went with the power to destroy the entire planet, but Zeno simply closes his fist, easily disintegrating the sphere. Wow, you are very powerful, Zenchan, shouts Goku, with a lot of emotion and with joy. Thank you, although it's not necessary, says Zeno, with a little pity before the Saiyan, who smiles at him, achieving a nervous expression on his face that neither Goku nor Zeno would understand. Black says, throwing several spheres of energy, that Zeno would not see something that did not matter because of his power and resistance. But Goku didn't know about that, so he disappeared and appeared behind Zeno, to deflect the energy spheres, surprising Zeno, who was happy although his intervention was not necessary. We continued with the battle of Black and Goku, which would be interrupted by Zeno, who had trapped Black with one hand, releasing him after Goku praised her. Careful, Goku shouts, deflecting the energy that Black had thrown towards Zeno, who didn't seem scared at all. Thank you, Zeno says, with much joy, although his intervention was not necessary due to the degree of power that he possessed, being able to resist the explosion of all the universes. Oh, right, you are Zenosama, you didn't need me to help you, ha ha ha, says Goku, with a smile of pity due to his action. Relax, I see that you are very cute, says Zeno, looking at Goku with the smile that leaves everyone surprised except Trunks and Goten, who would be hiding their desire to laugh at that moment. Cute? You mean me, says Goku, pointing to himself. Of course, Trunks and Goten told me that calling a person who helps you cute is very rewarding, says Zeno, with a smile that makes everyone want to punch both boys for making Zenosama say incoherent things. I see, well never mind. Let me take care of this guy, says Goku, standing in front of Zenosama. Sure, but first I want to give him a little punishment for his impertinence. Yes, says Zeno, carrying an energy beam that looked pink and kept everyone's expectation. Oh no, this won't be good. Wish, can't you talk her out of this, said Beerus, with a little sweat. Easy, Mr. Beerus, she talked to Goku to tell him that she would let him fight, Whis says, with a smile looking at Zeno and Goku Black in the sky. Alright, as long as Zenosama doesn't decide to end the universe, I'll stay calm, says Beerus, sitting down on a chair to take a sip of his juice. Well Black, this won't hurt for now, I guess, so keep control as best you can. Yeah, Zeno says, looking at the ruthless tyrant while smiling and throwing a laser beam at his chest that leaves a strong flash on the spot. What did you throw at me, midget, says Black, feeling no pain due to the impact. Well son Goku, it's all yours. I hope you're sorry, imposter, said Zeno, coming down to stand next to everyone watching Goku and Black, who were staring at each other. So now you plan to defeat me, son Goku? Black asks, with a smile that leaves Goku thoughtful since Zeno had told him to enjoy the battle. Enough talk, says Goku, transforming into Super Saiyan 2, starting by smashing both forearms together, causing a shockwave that would knock back most into place. Wow, son Goku was amazing, says Zeno, with a look of amazement, very attentive to the fight. Karato, you must finish that imposter off at once, Vegeta shouts, from below, watching both warriors have an overexertion struggle to move the other. Vegeta, calm down, I'll finish this quickly, says Goku, before being hit and then falling to the ground, creating a crater, breaking the airwaves that were blowing around the place. Thus began the battle between Goku and Black, who did not measure each other in power, because when Black managed to hit the Saiyan, Goku responded in the same way, proportionally increasing the force of impact on his fists, leaving strong shock waves that would be felt throughout the place, until Black takes advantage of a moment in which Goku was distracted to fall to the ground and lean on his hand, throwing two kicks to the wind that would send Goku flying, who is impacted on a giant rock, and receives several waves of ki coming from Black that would create a curtain of smoke. What happened to Goku, asks Zeno, getting the attention of Whis, who goes with her and shows her what was happening in their fight with his staff. Wow, you're amazing, Whis, says Zeno, with an astonished face, making the angel smile. Back to the fight of Black and Goku, who were still close, although Black would have a little more advantage because he had more power, thanks to the body snatching. Damn, you're pretty strong, I must admit, says Goku, stepping back looking at his surroundings. You're not so bad yourself, Saiyan, says Black, pointing an energy sphere at him. But I think that's as far as you've gone, Black, says Goku, with a confident smile, making Black question the reason for his behavior. Well, here we go, Goku shouts, increasing his power immeasurably to disappear and reappear in front of Black. He gives him a punch in the face that sends him flying at high speed, but he would be impacted by Goku, who would give another blow, sending him towards some rocks, creating a huge explosion that makes the whole planet tremble. "Okay, I must admit I didn't expect you to be so strong in the past, Son Goku," says Black, getting up from the rubble with some difficulty. "Well, you're already satisfied, Black. You'd better stop bothering the past and the future if you know what's good for you," says Goku, appearing behind Black, scaring him for a few seconds until he backs off. "Miss Zeno," says, seeing how attentive Zeno was to the battle, staring with stars in her eyes. "I don't want any interruptions now," says Zeno, as she eats a cupcake brought to her by Bulma. "This is exciting," shouts Zeno, swallowing a cupcake. "Looks like it's going to be a long day," says Beerus, watching the goddess of everything's behavior. "Ha ha ha, Mr. Beerus, it seems that Goku managed to attract the attention of the most powerful person in the 12 universes, and yet he doesn't seem to have much importance here," says Whis, looking at Beerus, who still didn't understand what Zenosama saw in Goku to want to come to Universe 7. "Sorry, Son Goku, but this is over," says Black, smiling evilly. To disappear and appear with a fist in the face of Goku, throwing him to the ground, destroying a large part of the rocky area, to then run with his head all over the ground, destroying everything, creating a large rocky road. "It seems that all the power he had was gone," says Black, with a lot of laughter while he kept moving Goku through the debris, making him scream in pain. Curses Goku, to try to regain control of the fight that would be lost in every way. "I'm sorry I'm hurting you," says Black, mockingly. Goku would not respond until Black lifts him by the hair, throwing his body against some rocks, creating a cloud of smoke that would cover the place, leaving a very hurt Goku. "Goku," Zeno would say, watching the scene with a bit of nerves that he didn't understand. "Now if it will be an honor to kill you 2 times, haha," says Black, charging a sphere of energy, seeing an almost unconscious Goku who expected the worst. "Destroy," says Zeno, watching the scene. After those words, Black would feel an indescribable pain in his body, reaching the point of agony from the pain, screaming and crying from the pain. It seemed as if his vital energy was completely absorbed. Goku managed to get up, still with difficulty, but he could see the pain that the body snatcher felt. "What happened?" says Goku, trying to help Black, who could barely stand up due to the pain he was feeling. "Damn you, Zenosama," shouts Black, as the ring drags him into the future. "It seems that something is dragging him," says Goku, with a look of not understanding what had happened. Black would be dragged through the portal to where everyone was being followed by Goku. "Before I leave here I must finish with that machine," Black says, trying to raise a hand that would be in vain because Zenosama had left him completely vulnerable to human pain. "Goodbye, I hope you get better," says Zeno, looking at Black with a smile that showed his joy for the pain that Black received. "Damn you," Black says, launching a ki wave that would be deflected by Vegeta. "I'm so sorry, Miss Zenosama," says the guard, standing in front of Zeno, who pushes him away. "Well, since this is over, I want to play." "Yes," says Zeno, raising her hands accompanied by her characteristic smile. Everyone would smile to look good with the goddess, although they would continue to think about what they would do with that Black who was afraid of Trunks' future. At night Vegeta would talk to Trunks, from the future, to know what they could do and if they should go to the future to end that threat, whilst Zenosama and Goten and Trunks' child would be playing with some items that were in the Capsule Corporation, while Goku would sit on the shore looking at the moon. "What are you doing here, Goku?" asks Bulma, sitting next to Goku, who looks at her and smiles. "Nothing, I'm just excited to fight that guy again. It was awesome being that he didn't transform to fight," says Goku, with a smile. "There Goku, seriously, you don't measure the seriousness of the matter. Trunks' future is at stake and you only think about fighting. Well, that's to be expected," says Bulma, smiling at Goku, who is a little happy. "Well, but now we have to take care of her," says Bulma, pointing to the children with Zeno, who were still throwing beams of light with some machines. That Zen-chan is having fun, isn't that what we all want? Asks Goku, looking at Bulma. Before Bulma could answer, she would be called by was leaving Goku waiting. "Hello, son Goku," says Zeno, standing in front of Goku, leaving him a little surprised. "Wow, hello Zeno-chan, weren't you playing with Goten and Trunks?" says Goku, looking at the little girl. Zeno doesn't answer, instead he gives her a little kiss on the cheek, leaving everyone stunned.
In the future, Trunks timeline, here we will handle the change of personality between reality or timelines for the Zenosama of the future. "Where are the gods?" Zenosama would say, shouting at Daiken as he walked to his chair. "You must calm down, O great Zenosama." Apparently an apprentice of Kaio-sama took the Super Dragon Spheres and stole the body of a mortal from Universe 7, Daiken speaks, although he would be silenced by a sphere of ki coming from Zenosama. "I don't care who it was, I just want that insignificant demigod to be eliminated as soon as possible. Right now it will be very difficult to find new gods," shouts Zenosama, crashing two solar systems together. "Alright, your greatness. Excuse me, I will personally send the palace guards to take care of the guy," says Daiken, looking at Zenosama with a little sweat due to the attitude of the goddess. Zenosama says, giving the signal to Daiken to withdraw. "As you say," says Daiken, leaving the room, leaving the goddess of everything with a strong hatred for the guy who called himself Black Goku. "Zamasu apparently will have company in a few days. That guy's son Goku isn't weak at all," says Black, looking at his counterpart. "Do you think those guys will be strong enough to eradicate us?" says Zamasu, sipping a cup of tea. "No, I'm not worried about them, I'm more worried about the girl who is with all of them, and I mean Zenosama," says Black, looking at Zamasu, who spits out his tea to yell at him. "What do you mean? Zeno-sam was with them," shouts Zamasu, knocking over the table. Black couldn't finish speaking because Zamasu throws him over the cliff. "You idiot, don't you see that this person is above existence itself?" says Zamasu, with anger in his words. "I didn't realize that, but I've never seen the great Zenosama before, next time I'll be careful," says Black, appearing in front of Zamasu. Back to the past. This doesn't feel the same as what this magazine says," says Zeno, picking up a magazine and showing it to Goku. "Oh, I see, that's why the touch," says Goku, laughing as he got up from the floor. "Yeah, besides I already tried it with Goten and Trunks and it doesn't give any feeling found," says Zeno, disappearing the magazine. "Well, I have to go, I have to talk to Vegeta and Trunks, see you later Zen-chan," shouts Goku, teleporting to where the aforementioned were. "Well, what do I do now?" says Zeno, floating with a bored face. "How about we get something to eat?" says Goten, handing him a slice of pizza, which he's taking without further ado, watching Goku and company. "So what do we decide?" says Vegeta, looking at Goku with his typical angry face. "We'll go to the future right now," says Goku, surprising everyone. "Are you sure?" Bulma asks, looking at Goku, who reciprocates with a thumbs up. "Sure, after all that Black didn't turn out to be so strong," says Goku, with a smile, leaving Bulma a little uneasy. Trunks says, looking at his father and Goku, "It may be a trap, nobody can assure us anything." "Get in at once," says Vegeta, standing next to the time machine. They both say, leaving everyone with a bad taste in their mouths since that Black guy hadn't transformed, and assuming he had Goku's body he could do it. Zenosama would look at the scene, and then appear in front of Bulma. "What will they do?" asks Zeno, with much curiosity. "Oh, I'm so sorry Zenosama, Goku and Vegeta and Trunks are going to face that guy we saw a while ago," says Bulma, a little calmly. "I see, I want to go," says Zeno, looking at the time machine in amazement. "But Zenosama, you can't leave the time, that's against the rules," says Whis, looking at the little deity. "Fine, but come back soon, I'll see you," says Zeno, holding out his hand, waving it back and forth. Yeah, bye everyone, we'll be back in a little while, says Goku, waving goodbye to everyone. So the three Saiyan will head to the future, where they would meet Zamasu and Black. Here they come, says Zamasu, looking at the time machine. Well, what are we waiting for? Says Black, grabbing Zamasu's shoulder using teleportation. It looks like this place has been burned all over, says Goku, looking around. Here they come, Trunks says, seeing Black and Zamasu appear and look at the three Saiyan with some anger. So they finally decide to come, says Black, walking in front of Goku. I guess we shouldn't talk, says Vegeta, appearing in front of Black. Trying to land a blow in the villain's face, which would be useless because Black stops him with one hand, surprising Vegeta, who doesn't give up and decides to attack him with more strength, being widely surpassed by Black, who with two blows sends him crashing against some debris. It seems that he increased his strength in an exaggerated way, thinks Goku, quickly transforming into Super Saiyan Blue. Come here Son Goku, says Black, challenging the Saiyan who appears behind Black, hitting him, creating a big crater due to the blow that would break many doubts about the strength of Black. It looks like Lord Goku is on par with Black in his transformation, says Trunks, helping Vegeta, who gets up quickly seeing that Goku could take an even fight against Black. If you take care of that guy, I'll take care of that green guy, says Vegeta, appearing in front of Zamasu. While in the past they would realize a couple of events that would give rise to suspicion of Zamasu, managing to detect his treachery in time, destroying him before he could do anything. This can count as a help for Goku, right, says Zeno, who had destroyed Zamasu. You could say that if we can just wait and see how they do in the future, says Whis along with Beerus. Yes, I want them to come. This is very entertaining, thanks Beerus and Whis, shouts Zeno, flying from one side to the other, cheering up Beerus, who wouldn't be so afraid anymore. It's nothing, Zenosama, entertaining you is a pleasure, says Beerus, looking at Zeno, who takes his hand and moves it up and down. While in the future, Black and Goku would lead a somewhat even fight, but the balance would be much more inclined to Black when he decides to increase his energy. Well Saiyan, this ends now, says Black, with a big smile, hitting Goku several times and throwing him several meters far away. I'm sorry I hurt you, says Black, launching key spheres that would impact on Goku's body, making Goku scream from the intense pain he received. On the other hand, Vegeta would have it easier because Zamasu would not have the necessary strength to attack the powerful Saiyan who would attack Zamasu, destroying much of his body, although the surprise would come at that moment. It's over, say goodbye, said Vegeta, charging a sphere of ki. You think so, says Zamasu, returning to look complete and without a scratch. But what the hell, says Vegeta, being hit by Zamasu. So this one would hit Vegeta throwing against Goku, throwing both warriors. It looks like things are already scripted, don't you think, Zamasu? Says Black, walking beside his other self. Of course, you will be eliminated, there will be no trace of humanity left in the universes, says Zamasu, but he would be hit by Trunks, who manages to throw a sphere of ki, helping Goku and Vegeta, but they don't want to run away that easy. Trunks says, putting his sword away. I'm sorry, I won't run away, says Goku, getting up with some difficulty, but he manages to stand up. Are you sure? Wait, what is this, says Black, taking the button from Zenosama. Oh no, this is going to get ugly, says Vegeta, seeing what they were doing with that button. So Black and Zamasu would crush the button without having the slightest idea what it would do. Suddenly a light would cover the whole place, creating a big gap of darkness after the light. Who made me appear here? Zenosama says, with a lot of anger, looking at everyone around him. They all point to Zamasu and Black, who realize who was the woman dressed in black. Wait a moment, alright Zenosama, I'm very sorry for what happened, but I didn't make a rash decision, Black would beg, looking at Zenosama, who was watching the scene with a bit of compassion, or so he made them believe. Seriously, so you're the one Daishin-Khan mentioned, Zenosama says, approaching Black and Zamasu. I hope he told you about me, says Black, stepping back a little. Nothing special, he just told me that you've given me a bad headache, you stupid apprentice from Universe 10, says Zenosama, reaching out his hand to touch Black. You know something, you're very handsome, but that won't save you, says Zenosama, with a smile of pleasure as he breaks Black's hand. Pleasure when breaking Black's hand, making him scream due to the pain caused. You know I got a headache when I found out that you killed all my gods of destruction, says Zenosama, hitting Black, breaking each and every one of his bones. Damn, says Black, trying to free himself. That's Zen-chan, says Goku, looking at the horrible scene.
Video.
While Zenosama was treating Black very viciously and had Zamasu terrified because of the way he was torturing Black. It seems that you are not very strong, are you? Said Zenosama, pulling Black's body towards Zamasu. The latter would be completely terrified of the merciless goddess who didn't touch her heart before torturing Black. Oh great Zenosama, I beg your pardon for my actions. You must understand that I only wanted the best for everyone and I didn't want humans to ruin the whole universe, says Zamasu, bowing in pity to the goddess who looks at him with a bow and smiles. Really, says Zenosama, walking around Zamasu. What? Did I say something wrong or great Zenosama, spoke Zamasu, with great fear in his eyes as he saw the feet of the goddess in front of him. You didn't say anything wrong. I just don't care what your motives were, but I don't like having to go back to looking for gods, said Zenosama, hitting Zamasu, creating a great current of air that would put everyone present in trouble due to the great amount of power it emanated. The dust dispersed, showing the whole place flat with the blue sky, leaving no trace of the ruins that once was. Oh, it looks like he died. I don't think it hit him that hard, Zenosama says, releasing Zamasu's body. I think this is not the Zen-chan I know, says Goku, along with Trunks and Vegeta, who were also very surprised as well as scared. Kakaroto, we should go as far as possible and get on the time machine so she doesn't kill us, says Vegeta, whispering to him, hitting Goku with a small rock and alerting Trunks, both nod and get ready to leave. I'll finish you off, you piece of trash, says Zenosama, walking towards Black, who couldn't move as well as being in agony. Oh please don't kill me, I only wanted the best for this universe, says Black, with great difficulty. Seriously, it's great, but how many gods did you kill? A C12, says Zenosama, giving him a punch in the stomach that breaks much of the floor and evaporates Black in the blink of an eye. Well, it looks to me like these two are done. 3 to go, Zenosama says, getting up from the ground to look around to see if he could find Goku and company. Hell, now what are we going to do for us? Trunks asks, hiding behind some debris next to Vegeta and Goku, who were just as worried as he was. Hell, you're right, no matter what we do, we'll be no match for Zenosama, says Vegeta, resigned to losing his life because of an oversight. I'll talk to her, maybe she'll be a little like Zen-chan. Or maybe she'll kill me before she talks, says Goku, smiling until he changes to nerves for the latter. It looks like we have no choice but to dispel her anger, Vegeta says, disappearing along with Trunks. They really had to leave me alone, that's not fair, Vegeta, shouts Goku, coming out of the rock, sensing the presence of Zenosama, who was getting closer and closer. Okay, here I come, thinks Goku, flying in the direction of Zenosama, who watches him approach. So you don't want to play hide and seek for me to catch you? Well, that's fine with me, you save me the trouble, says Zenosama, staring at Goku, who was looking at her in the same way. Hello Zenosama, nice to meet you, I'm Goku, says Goku, standing his ground even though he was very afraid of what Zenosama might do because of what he saw before. Well, that's weird. Knowing that I will destroy you, it would have been better not to have known your name, says Zenosama, appearing behind Goku, who in his mind was scared to death, but did not show it so as not to let Zenosama kill him in an instant due to his weakness and fear. Aren't you scared to death? You know you're going to die, don't you? said Zenosama, running his hands over the face of Goku, who was still trying to keep his sanity. Of course you do, it's just that I need you to calm down. We have nothing to do with the two guys who killed your gods of destruction or anything like that, says Goku, seeing himself in a difficult position. Well, if that's a lie, why are you the same as the guy in the black suit? Says Zenosama, looking at Goku, who looks at her and lets out a breath. Well, I don't know, you didn't give me time to find out, says Goku, looking at Zenosama, who doesn't respond and destroys everything around Goku. But what are you trying to do? Kill me without even giving me a chance to talk, says Goku, covering his face. Shut up, Saiyan, I don't care about your welfare, I'm just trying to look for your other friends, replies Zenosama, without looking back at Goku, who felt a big shiver due to the ruthless attitude that Zeno had. Wait, shouts Goku, launching a ki blast that doesn't reach Zenosama because it is destroyed by his immense power. You tried to attack me, you're a fool, says Zenosama, laughing as he spoke. Well, says Goku, transforming into Super Saiyan, leaving Zenosama amazed, who saw every detail of the guy as he had increased his musculature and his hair change as well as his eyes. Wow, that's new, I didn't know that Saiyan could do that, tell me what it is, says Zenosama, looking at the Saiyan with curiosity. Looks like she's just as curious as Zen-chan, this will help us buy time, thinks Goku, while smiling at Zenosama's question. Let's go fast, damn it, you're too slow, Zenosama says, pushing Goku with one of his fingers, sending him crashing into the ground, creating a big crater. Thus leaving impressed Vegeta, who was waiting for Trunks to finish putting the coordinates to go to the past, a little uneasy due to the small discussion of Goku and Zenosama. Ouch, why did you do that? Goku shouted, trying to get up, which was difficult due to the magnitude of the blow. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you afraid to address me with such confidence? Says Zenosama, walking towards Goku, who was still sitting down because he almost lost all his power to withstand Zenosama's blow. Why? Said Goku, but he stops his words since he had to think well what he was going to say, since he remembered what Zen-chan had said, that no one could come to the past nor to the future. You see, you are a very cute and friendly girl, says Goku, with a smile to earn a grimace from Zenosama. You know I'm older than existence itself, says Zenosama, looking at his hand. But you look very young for your age, says Goku, trying to appease Zenosama as he looked at Vegeta, who was beckoning him back to the past. And well, you see, I have to retire, so you better let us go since we didn't mean to do anything wrong, says Goku, not understanding the signs of Vegeta, who decides to give up because of how stupid Goku was. So leave, let me think, says Zenosama, meditating, and after a while he decides with a snap of his fingers. No, I'll do it, you three could amuse me a little bit, Zenosama says, looking at Goku, who changes his expression from calm to a more serious one. I told you I don't want to stay in this place, and I won't do what you're telling me, and my friends and I aren't anyone's toys, says Goku, transforming into Super Saiyan Blue and impressing Zenosama a bit as his ki had changed to a celestial one. So you're a god, says Zenosama, staring at the Saiyan who was about to attack in order to give Vegeta and Trunks time to escape. You know something, no matter how much you try to distract me, it will be impossible, says Zenosama, with a carefree look that surprises the Saiyan. How did he? Goku, barely able to utter a word when he felt Zenosama behind his ear. I am everywhere, I am the supreme deity, why do you think my name is Zenosama? Says Zenosama, appearing in front of the Saiyan again. Then you won't let us go no matter what we do, right? Says Goku, resigned to see the impossible possibilities of escape. Basically, says Zenosama, touching Goku's chin in fright. While Trunks and Vegeta watched the scene, expecting the worst, Goku Zenosama would see each other face to face after it forced him to stay in this timeline together with Vegeta. Are you sure about this? Says Goku, looking at Vegeta since this one had shown himself without letting Trunks could leave. Of course not insect, but I have no choice if I want this to go well, and I don't feel good about being a hidden worm, says Vegeta, looking at Goku with a grimace. At that Zenosama would speak up. So you're the friend of the Saiyan Goku? You don't look very strong, you're small, said Zenosama, annoying Vegeta, who inside would be dying to finish her off, although he knew it would be something impossible, so he would desist from the subject. I'm very sorry, oh great Zenosama, says Vegeta, bowing in front of Goku, causing him a lot of nerves and anger. Well, it seems that you are an educated man compared to you, son Goku, Zenosama says, looking at him not very happy and scaring him by pointing him to kneel down, something that Goku would not understand. What? Says Goku, still not understanding what he meant. Damn, how stupid can you be? Says Zenosama, appearing in front of Goku, throwing him against the ground, creating another crater that this time looked much deeper. That'll teach you not to play dumb in front of the great Zenosama, said Zenosama, flying in front of Vegeta. So you are? Zenosama asked, pointing his hand at the Saiyan so that he would stand up. My name is Vegeta, Prince of the Saiyan, Vegeta said, firmly, although he was very nervous about what could happen to him and what had happened to Goku. Great, you are a prince, haha, said Zenosama, while laughing a little due to the fact that the Saiyan were no longer a race as such due to their almost total extinction. I beg you to spare our lives. It's not our fault that this black and Zamasu have caused havoc, but we have nothing to do with them, so I beg you for mercy, great Zenosama, said Vegeta, swallowing all her pride to be able to say those words while kneeling in front of Zenosama. The goddess would be thinking because of the way Vegeta would ask her. You know something better, you should try to defend your life, of course, if you know how to appreciate it, Zenosama says, looking at Vegeta with much superiority, showing an aura of darkness that would stun Vegeta, who would be completely frightened by the massive amount of power that was in that place. But what is this power? I have never felt such energy, Goku would say, lying on the rubble of the crater looking up at a massive amount of dark energy. What's wrong, Vegeta? Where were you? Elongated and desire to get out of this place? Perhaps I scare you, says Zenosama, looking at the Saiyan, amply demonstrating who he was and why he was leaving the place completely dark. How can you do this? Vegeta said, transforming into Super Saiyan Blue, astonishing Zenosama, who saw the blue aura of the Saiyan that would have a power very similar to Son Goku's, not to mention that his energy was completely equal to that of a god. So you are a god just like the insolent beach? That's fantastic, Zenosama would say, seeing that Vegeta would appear in front of her to hit her being impossible since his energy would stop the blow before even touching her. It seems that you are not very smart if you think you had a chance to touch me, Zenosama says, looking at Vegeta with a face of total tranquility. Being surprised by the same to receive a blow in the face repeatedly without seeing that some of these affected her, rather were very powerful air currents that even generated paths on the ground due to the magnitude of the blows. Have you had enough? Says Zenosama, grabbing Vegeta's hand and scaring him. But why, nothing I do does anything to you, damn it, shouts Vegeta, trying to free himself from Zenosama's hand. You know very well why, mortal, I am the supreme deity. It would be impossible for someone like you to be able to touch me, and if you could, it was because I let you, not to mention that if I wanted to I could kill you and that blue-haired boy just like that annoying Goku, Zenosama would say, coming down to solid ground to push Vegeta, making him lose his transformation. Get out of there, kid, or else I'll kill you all along with this universe, says Zenosama, looking around. Until Trunks appears in front of some debris. You're a cautious man, says Zenosama, smiling and launching a ki blast towards Trunks, destroying the place. What have you done? Shouts Vegeta, transforming into Super Saiyan Blue, generating an air current that would break the whole place, being that managed to get the attention of Zenosama, achieving that this smiled. It seems that I'll get to see something interesting, says Zenosama, stopping Vegeta's blow with a finger. You're funny, you know, says Zenosama, while stopping each and every one of the blows that Vegeta gave without any restraint. "Damn it," shouts Vegeta, increasing his power even more and breaking the whole place around Zenosama. "It seems that if I let you increase your power even more, you could destroy the planet," says Zenosama, smiling as he sees how Vegeta begins to regain his sanity. "What do you care about this place, which, you killed my son?" shouts Vegeta, giving off an aura of incredible power that would make everything tremble, although it would not even touch Zenosama. "Well, I didn't kill him, but if you continue like this you will kill him," said Zenosama, with a face of complete seriousness. This way he would get Vegeta to calm down and lose consciousness, due to the magnitude of energy he used in those attacks. "Well, the three of you are exhausted, that will be enough. I will go with all of you to be my number one form of entertainment," says Zenosama, with a smile from ear to ear. "I told you already, didn't I?" speaks Goku, coming out of the crater all badly hurt. "So you're still conscious, Saiyan? I'm surprised," says Zenosama, looking a little surprised. "We won't be your personal entertainment, we'll just leave and no matter the means," says Goku, walking completely calmly, taking on a completely new appearance. His eyes change to a gray color while his hair to a completely white color, demonstrating a blue aura surrounding his body. "What transformation is that?" asks Zenosama, not having the slightest fear of the Saiyan's power at that moment. Goku would not mediate word with the goddess if not that would appear behind her hitting her, although this would be completely useless since it would only be seen as Zenosama did not present any complaint to the blow of Goku, although if he had managed to surprise her and even throw her to the ground while she was cleaning the dirt from her clothes would be surprised by Goku being hit and thrown to the sky, receiving several forceful blows throughout the body, something that for Goku meant a minimal chance of escape. "What's wrong with these Saiyan? Where do they get their power from?" Zenosama asked himself, while he saw how Goku hit her repeatedly and managed to throw her against some debris. "Vegeta, wake up and get on the time machine with Trunks when they arrive. Go as fast as possible for Zen-chan. She is my only hope since I don't think this power will do anything to her." Goku speaks telepathically to Vegeta, who says nothing and picks up Trunks to take out the time machine, seeing that the coordinates were already established. "Go away," shouts Goku, seeing that Zenosama was getting up from the rubble as if nothing had happened. "Well, that was intense, but I think you should have been stronger, don't you?" says Zenosama, walking towards Goku, who prepares to receive the attack, although as expected Zenosama appears behind Goku. "I see that you are very tense, that's not good, you know," said Zenosama, moving his hands to touch Goku, who perfectly dodges the movement. "It seems that if it is what I think it is," Zenosama thinks, seeing the way of repelling the attacks and the way of attacking that was completely accurate. "No matter what happens right now, my friends are already in the past, so if I must die here so be it," says Goku, looking with a look of coldness to the goddess. "It's okay, just that you don't necessarily have to die, and also how is it that they went to the past?" says Zenosama, folding his arms. "You don't need to know," said Goku, appearing in front of Zenosama. "Well, I think this will change your mind," Zenosama says, with a smile, stopping Goku and then grabbing him by the face and kissing him slowly. Goku would be shocked by the kiss while Zenosama would be laughing inside until Goku disappears and appears behind Zenosama. "You know how to ruin a Saiyan moment," says Zenosama, with a face of few friends. "I don't care about your moments, you're crazy," said Goku, dodging several key spheres coming straight at him. "Stay still, damn it," said Zenosama, throwing several key spheres, although none of them managed to hit Goku. "I know you are capable of destroying me just by raising your hand, why don't you do it?" said Goku, looking coldly at the goddess, who sees Goku and begins to laugh. "What's so funny to you?" says Goku, while enduring the goddess' laughter. "No, nothing, it's just that you're absolutely right. The only reason I don't eliminate you right now is because it would bore me, not to mention that I want you as my god of destruction in this universe. Your power is what would give you that position, you say," said Zenosama, walking towards Goku with a smile that would not keep the Saiyan happy. "I refuse," says Goku, looking firmly at Zenosama. "You are very brave, Saiyan, you should have more respect because you know what I am capable of," says Zenosama, looking at Goku the same way. "Well, so be it," says Goku, kneeling before Zenosama, who looks at him with satisfaction. While in the past, Trunks and Vegeta had arrived in the past with great injuries, watching everyone expectantly behind the window of the time machine, until the time to leave, where Vegeta and Trunks would fall exhausted. "What happened to them?" asks Bulma, hoping to receive an answer from Goku, although the latter was nowhere to be seen. "What's going on here?" asks Bulma, looking at Vegeta's injuries, but Trunks didn't have many wounds, so she decided to help him wake up faster. "What happened there?" Zenchan asked, looking at the time machine with Goten. "It looks like they're back," said Goten, flying towards Bulma. "Genius, everything's alright now," says Zenchan, appearing in front of Goten and crashing into him, causing a pretty hard fall, breaking things on the spot and waking up Trunks. "What happened?" Trunks asked, looking around confused, although he managed to see his mother calming his mind. "Mom and Mr. Goku and my dad, where are they?" said Trunks, seeing that Bulma was causing discontent. "Wait a minute, what happened?" "Your father is here, but Goku didn't come with you. What happened with that black guy?" asked Bulma, seeing how Trunks had reacted didn't point to anything good. "You see, Trunks, I can't continue because Zenchan appeared in front of him, causing him a big scare." "Hey, why are you reacting like that? It's just me," Zenchan says, looking at Trunks, who is a little surprised at how his personality was super different compared to his timeline, although of course that same thing had happened when he had come here because of the androids, who also had a very different personality from his timeline. "Nothing, just let me talk to my mother, Ms. Zenosama," said Trunks, looking at the goddess, who doesn't take much notice and disappears from the place. "Looks like that was fast," Trunks says, looking at his mother, who smiles. "Why don't you want Zenosama to know what's going on? She's the one who gets along with Goku the most of all the gods we know," says Bulma, looking at Trunks, who swallows saliva and begins to tell Bulma what happened in the future, giving her in detail the reason why he didn't want to talk to Zenosama. "You're telling me that Black was killed by Zenosama in your future," said Bulma, with a shocked look on her face. "Yes, but apparently she's very upset and doesn't have the same distracted and cheerful attitude of Zenosama in this timeline," Trunks says, looking at his mother in a serious manner, knowing that Goku was still in the future. "So Goku stayed together with her so you guys could come," said Bulma, a little anxious not to think that Zeno had killed him. "I don't know when we left, Mr. Goku had a completely different appearance from the one we all know, so I couldn't tell you for sure that he is dead, but we'd better go rescue him as soon as possible," said Trunks, seriously looking at Zenosama, who would be the only way to bring Goku back. "What do you two need?" says Beerus, seeing how Bulma and Trunks were talking but also how they were looking at Zenosama. "You see, it's just that, this way," Bulma would tell everything to Beerus, scaring him, but leaving him with the desire to know what Goku would be doing to survive such a beast. After so much mumbling, Zenosama would get tired of waiting and appear in front of everyone involved to ask why Goku wasn't there. "Vera Zenosama, we need your help to bring back Goku," says Bulma, looking at the goddess, who looks at them with a face of not understanding anything. "So why not that Goku had already defeated the bad guy," says Zenchan, with his typical look of joy. "The thing is that we need your help since you're the one who has Goku trapped in the future," says Beerus, looking at the goddess, who looks at everyone and smiles. "Okay, what do I have to do?" Zenchan says, surprising everyone, who just tells him to get in the time machine next to Bulma so she can put in the coordinates. "Bye, see you in a little while," Zenchan says, extending his hand in farewell. "I hope Whis doesn't notice this," thinks Beerus, not knowing that he himself would be watching them. While in the future, Goku, You'll see that it's great to be a god of destruction, and even better, you won't have to be connected to the life of the hakaishin, says Zenosama, with a face of satisfaction when he sees the annoyed face of Goku at that moment. You know you won't get away with it, right? Why don't you just leave me alone and I can leave without having to put up with your stupid whims, says Goku, without any fear to where Zenosama was, who returns to see him in a normal way. You know very well, Saiyan, that I am not interested in your things, and knowing that you come from another timeline as you say, you are at my mercy. I am the goddess of everything I say. What you do or what you do not do, understood, garbage, says Zenosama, with a face of few friends trying to intimidate Goku. Goku would be with much anger and helplessness until out of nowhere appears a familiar figure in front of him. Holy, Zenchan says, extending his hand in greeting with a smile, pleading to the Saiyan. Zenchan, it's you. How did you get here? Says Goku, with much excitement, drawing the attention of Zenosama from the future, who turns around to see a girl just like her. Who are you? Asks Zenosama from the future, amazed at how similar she was, although she would see how well Goku and the other similar girl got along. Well, I'm Zenosama. You must be the bad girl who has Son Goku trapped in this timeline, right? Says Zenchan, seeing Zeno from the future walking towards her, putting his hand to throw her several meters away. Wow, that was easy, Zenchan says, watching Goku as he clenched his fist. Well, maybe, but we'd better get out of here, don't you think? Says Goku, flying next to Zenchan. Damn you, shouts Zenosama from the future, destroying all the debris, causing an explosion that would be seen all over the place. It seems that made her very angry, don't you think, Zenchan? Says Goku, trying to dodge the rocks that were coming behind them. Zenchan says, taking Goku by the hand and flying at hyper speed, appearing right where Bulma was, so that she could take them. Wow, that was fast, says Bulma, climbing into the machine, watching the whole sky turn black. If there's no time, we have to go, says Goku, looking at Bulma. You're not going up, says Goku, seeing how Zenchan was looking at the sky, seeing how his other self was screaming in rage, so he decides to check if a universe had not been destroyed. This is bad, Zenchan says, looking at Goku with a worried face. What did that crazy woman do now, thought Goku, seeing how lightning came out of the earth. He has destroyed almost all the universes of this timeline. I can't feel more than this one and two more, says Zenchan, next to Goku, who decides to help since many universes had died because of him. What are you going to do? You know that if you go, I could kill you, and it's a matter of time for me to finish with this universe, says Bulma, standing behind Goku and Zenchan. Who knows what I'll do, haha, says Goku, putting his fingers on his forehead, teleporting to where Zenosama was. This wasn't a good idea, but I'm already here, so there's no turning back, says Goku, seeing how the goddess was surrounded by a dark aura. Everything in the environment would be rays of light and destruction with each passing second. This is bad, Goku says, transforming himself into Super Saiyan God in order to create an aura that would protect him from the rays. What are you doing here? I told you I'll destroy everything. I'm not interested in having to reason with a stupid monkey, shouts Zenosama, covered in a dark aura that would make Goku tremble after hearing those words. Well, you see, I didn't come here because I wanted to avoid it. I came here so that you don't destroy any more lives, says Goku, charging energy spheres in his hands and doing a hand pose similar to the Kamehameha that paralyzes Zenosama. Damn, what did you do to me? Says Zenosama, trying to move but to no avail. I just stopped you. The thing is, I didn't think it would really work, but I'm glad it did, says Goku, keeping his energy up to resist Zenosama's power. You think this will stop me? You have no idea, Saiyan, mentioned Zenosama, with a smile, expelling an incredible amount of energy that would destroy Goku's protection. Damn, why don't I ever think before I act? Goku would think, jumping so that energy wouldn't harm him. So Zenosama would begin to launch several spheres of energy to have some fun with Goku, managing to damage his body quite a lot by launching small beams of light that would hit many areas of his body, leaving Goku with quite a few wounds. "What happened? Don't tell me you can't entertain me anymore," Zenosama would say, seeing how Goku falls to the ground due to the extreme pain he received from Zenosama creating a small crater around him. "It seems that you can't stop me, Saiyan. Right now I will erase you," Zenosama says, extending his hand in the direction of Goku. But it would be stopped by being thrown from a blow that would send it out of the planet due to the magnitude colliding with another planet in the solar system. "If that's me, I can't believe how annoying I am here, although it is very rare to see how not simply not destroy you instead of being playing," Zenchan says, seeing his fist to then appear in front of Goku. The latter would be almost unconscious, managing to see the figure of Zenchan, to then be awakened by a slap of this. "Ouch!" Goku would scream, rubbing his head due to the blow he received that would make him wake up completely, although he would be very sore. "Looks like you woke up. That's good, Goku," Zenchan says, with a smile, looking at the Saiyan who reciprocates his smile. "Thanks for the help, although it wasn't necessary to be awakened with such a strong blow. I would appreciate that next time you don't do it," says Goku, getting up with difficulty. "Well, it's okay, what matters is to get out of here unless you want to be destroyed, Goku," says Zenchan, looking at Goku, who decides to listen. Both would be ready to fly until out of nowhere, Goku would be thrown into a tree in a move provided by Zenosama. "Why don't you give up at once? You know very well that you and I are the same person. Believe me, it took me a long time to understand it," Zenchan would say, looking at his other self very calmly until the other would say something. "You know, I think you are right," says Zenosama, with a smile, extending his hand towards Zenchan. So he would take her hand, believing that the other would take the initiative to leave everything alone. "It's good that," Zenchan, unable to finish speaking because Zenosama would give her a blow that would leave her breathless, throwing Zenchan to the ground and punching her several times. "You're a fool to think that I would give the green light to believe such stupidity," says Zenosama, hitting Zenchan and making her scream for a blow, calling the attention of Bulma and Goku, who would be near the place of the fight. "Zenchan," Goku would say, in the debris of a forest when he saw the scene that both Zenosama were starring in. Zenchan would look all around him, seeing Goku amplifying a little more. His sight would see the lips of this one saying his name, giving him the strength to smile against the danger and stand up, to give a strong punch on the chin to his future self, getting this one hurt due to the amount of energy these two were able to handle. "You know, Goku can be very strange at times, but at other times he is a good friend, so I guess you should get to know him better," said Zenchan, laughing, and then kicked his future self, making him vulnerable. At that moment in which the Zenosama of the future was completely weak, Goku would get up to charge a Kamehameha. "Here I go," Goku says, charging a surprising energy that would gradually increase second by second. "It seems that I will see something amazing," Zenchan says, seeing the Saiyan who transforms into Super Saiyan God, managing to astonish the goddess of the present even more. "I hope this makes you reflect," says Goku, shooting a great energy that would hit Zenosama, managing to throw it against the ground, creating a large crater, demonstrating that being just as powerful as his present self would end up very bad, standing to receive an attack from someone inferior without giving any warning, and not leaving any power to counter, leaving great damage to the same goddess of all. "Haha, that was all I had left," Goku would say, about to fall backwards, but Zenchan would appear behind him, holding him up before he fell, giving him a smile. "I didn't hit you to wake you up," Zenchan says, with a smile that Goku would remember well, since it was the same one they had at the beginning of their relationship. "Wow, you seem to learn faster than me, haha," Goku would say, quite tired without being able to move. Yeah, Zenchan wouldn't be able to even finish speaking when a lightning bolt pierces the Saiyan in his arms, leaving in shock the same Zeno, who until a few moments ago was totally calm and cheerful, until she sees how Goku is closing his eyes. "That hurt a lot," Goku would say, trying to stay alive as he felt his end getting closer and closer. "Don't die, Goku, are you okay? Is something wrong with you?" Zenchan says, seeing that Goku could still talk. Until they see a familiar figure emerge from the rubble, all badly wounded yet with enough strength to face the same Zenosama of the present. "So you were already agonizing garbage that well, I hope you die immediately or else I will kill you with another shot," Zenosama would say, walking towards where Zenchan and Goku were. "Stay away from here or else I will eliminate you," Zenchan would say, looking angrily at his future self who would not accept any negative word. Zenosama says, walking around destroying things around him to generate more dust in the place and attack his present self. This to a lesser extent helps him as he would surprise his other self by giving her a big kick that would send her crashing to the ground, being lifted by her hair hitting her face with cosmic energy. "Bulma, come for Goku," Zenchan would speak, telepathically, so that the friend of the Saiyan would go quickly, although this one would be near the place nodding quickly to her request. Zenosama says, increasing the intensity of his blows to get more screams from his other self, which he was succeeding with flying colors. "It seems that they were just words," Zenosama says, seeing how Bulma was taking Goku away. "Oh, you won't escape from here," says Zenosama, leaving his present self on the ground. "Let's see, I just have to do this," says Zenosama, from the future, aiming to raise his hand to eliminate both of them. Until she was stopped by her present self, who grabbed her arm and said the following. "I am the true goddess of everything, you will only be my shadow, you understand," said Zenchan, squeezing the hand of her future self to cause endless pain that would make everything on Earth tremble, causing many cracks to the planet. "I don't care about your threats for that mortal being, I only wanted new gods of destruction, nothing more, although I already kissed the guy for your bad luck," said Zenosama, with a big smile, causing much discontent from his other side, who squeezes much more his future self using energy to destroy a universe. "It seems that if this universe will be destroyed along with you, shadow, that will never exist again," Zenchan would say, causing the explosion that will cover the whole place, although minutes before Goku and Bulma would have gotten into the time machine, managing to escape at the last second. "You're crazy. You think to kill me being yourself, you know that it could happen," says Zenosama, trying to free himself, although it would be totally useless. "I know very well that nothing will happen," says Zenchan, causing the explosion of all the universes in that timeline. The 3 remaining universes would be destroyed together with a massive explosion created by Zenchan herself, destroying everything in its path, black holes, quasars, and even destroying gaps in reality, leaving everything in the nothingness. In all that dust you could see the silhouette of both goddesses, the one from the future and the one from the present, and you could see how the one from the future was badly injured, with scratches and wounds all over her body due to the huge explosion, which trapped both of them. "Are you happy now, dwarf?" Zenosama would say, floating in the nothingness, feeling that his power had lowered to an extreme of being deadly. "Of course, hahaha, anyway, I got you to stop annoying Goku, and of course me too," said Zenchan, floating in the same way, although this one would have less wounds. "Shut up," says Zenosama, laughing a little at the comment of his present or past self in this case. "So what do you plan to do now that you have no choice?" says Zenchan, appearing behind Zenosama from the future. "If you want, you can eliminate me, my life would be meaningless until I can get all my powers back, so I'm completely vulnerable to you right now," says Zenosama, with a smirk. "You are smiling knowing that I will kill you," Zenchan would say, seeing Zenosama rather downcast. "And what do you want me to do, to beg you for my life or something like that? Because if that's what you want, you're not going to get it, not with me at least," says Zenosama, pulling out his middle finger, making a funny face. "You're silly, aren't you? Why would you do that at a time like this?" says Zenchan, laughing at the actions of his other self, who laughs just as merrily. "You know you stink of being a sociopath or psychopath, or wait, I didn't quite understand what Bulma had explained to me about women like you," Zenchan says, putting his finger to his mouth, looking off into nothingness so he could remember what he meant. "Well, We are the same, no matter what they say about me, they are saying it about you too, says Zenosama, looking like he doesn't understand what Zenchan meant. Let's do something. Bulma will come back here for us to return with her and my time. If you want you can come. But you must leave your hateful bossy attitude and also stay away from Goku. It annoys me to see you next to him. Did you understand? Zenchan would say, with a face of annoyance by touching the subject. I'm annoyed because I touched that monkey. You don't mean you're the one who is annoyed since I told you I kissed the monkey? Ha ha ha, Zenosama would say, looking at his counterpart with a smile to earn the face of discontent that Zenchan could give. Wow, relax. If you said that you were going to give me a chance to live, at least you'll fulfill me, right? And regarding the monkey issue, I'm not interested, so you don't have to worry, Zenosama would say, with a smile when he felt that he could finally understand someone in millions of years. Not that I'm interested, but I want to make that clear. All right, yes, says Zenchan, with a little blush on his face. Yeah. Anyway, you know, if you want me to help you to be able to run the universes, I can do it. I have no problem really if you want, I say, Zenosama would say, with a face of not caring in the least what she and her counterpart had talked about. I really think we can stop fighting then. I think we'll be good friends if you keep behaving like that, says Zenchan, hugging Zeno from the future and making her blush with embarrassment. You're too sweet, said Zenosama, pushing his present self away. Sorry, hee, Zenchan would say, seeing the attitude of Zenosama of the future. Meanwhile in the present. Damn, my body hurts so much, Goku says, all hurt while being carried by a robot that Bulma had made specifically for transportation. Calm down, remember that we have to go back as soon as possible since Zenosama stayed in the future and the gods themselves would go crazy if they found out about it, says Bulma, while looking for the hermit's seeds. After finding the seeds she proceeds to give them to Goku, who is still unconscious. Great, Goku shouts, getting up and then looking at Bulma, who sees him a little worried to know what he wanted to do now. Thank you very much, Bulma, we must go to rescue Zenchan, said Goku, getting the full approval of her friend. But before you think she's still in that place, I mean, she destroyed the 12 universes in our faces, says Bulma, looking at Goku to get a look of joy. Let's go now, Goku shouts, running to the time machine and entering with Bulma. Meanwhile in the future. You know, I saw something exciting that might entertain you when we get back, says Zenchan, with a smile to Zenosama's delight. So what would that be, says Zenosama, floating without being able to move due to the wounds he had all over his body. You'll see, Goku is an expert at that, it will be very entertaining, replies Zenchan, with a lot of emotion when talking about Goku at that moment. Let's see, these were the words. I'm not interested, I want to make it clear, says Zenosama, gracefully saying the words knowing that this would anger his counterpart, who would be slow to turn red as a tomato. Shut up, Zenchan shouts, causing an explosion that would give a strong blow against the other Zenosama. Ouch. I guess I deserve it, don't I, says Zenosama, with his head totally bent down as the pain had intensified. Yes, I guess I do, Zenchan would say, cheerfully. You know something, I think that no matter how much we want to, we won't be so close since I don't share your way of acting, says Zenosama, looking seriously at Zenchan. Zenchan says, seeing that the time machine had arrived, from which Goku will fly out without seeing, taking first Zenosama, without noticing until he touches Zenchan a while later to take her also to the machine, in which Goku would be able to see who they were since he did not notice much difference and hugged the wrong Zenosama. Zenchan, it's great that you are safe, it's great, says Goku, hugging the goddess, who would be totally annoyed and would touch with a finger Goku by the head, leaving a little strange to the Saiyan, who looks sideways at the goddess, who after that points to the other Zenosama. I hope what's going on, I don't understand Zenchan, is something wrong, Goku would say, holding Zenosama still in his arms, who looks at him even more nervous. I think you've got the wrong girl, says Bulma, noting that Zenchan was upset. standing in the corner. "Oh, I see, sorry," Goku says, letting go of Zenosama, who falls to the side in some annoyance. "Insolent monkey," says Zenosama, putting his hands up to eliminate Goku until he sees the face of his other self, who was looking at her seriously, managing to calm the beast down. "Poof, well, it's no big deal," says Zenosama, lowering his hands. "Goku," Zenchan shouts, with great joy, and starts hugging Goku with great joy, but out of nowhere several tears begin to come out, astonishing everyone. Goku asks Goku, looking at the little goddess, who quickly wipes away her tears. Zenchan says, while wiping her tears with a small smile at the sight of the Saiyan. "What a crybaby she is," says Zenosama, watching the scene, earning a look from Bulma, who doesn't think much of it. "We've arrived," Bulma says, getting off the machine. "It looks like everything is back to normal," Vegeta would say, coming out of the house to see Bulma, although he would be very surprised to see the face of the woman who almost killed him. You are Zenosama, what are you doing here? You were supposed to be defeated," Vegeta says, with a worried face, seeing the goddess. "Calm down, Prince, without resentment," Zenosama would say, getting off the ship, seeing Vegeta with an evil smile that would give chills. "Well, since we are all here, I want to show you who she is," Zenchan would say, with a smile, taking his other self by the hand and grabbing her to take her with everyone. "Hello everyone, this is Zenosama, or we could give her a name, maybe Lin," Zenchan would say, while looking at everyone who was a little nervous. "What do you think, Goku?" Zenchan asked, looking at Goku, who was also thinking about what to name Zenosama so as not to confuse them. "I think Lin is fine, hee, Goku would say, giving a thumbs up, making Zenchan happy. "What a stupid name, Lin," Sama would say, although he had no choice but to accept Zenchan's decision. "I'm sorry, Zenchan, I don't think it's right, I already got a scolding from Chi-Chi for this," replies Goku, after Zenchan's surprise kiss. "Seriously, then I guess nothing can be done," says Zen, looking at Goku, who is a little confused. Zen would walk around the time room looking around, worrying Vegeta and Lin, who were wondering what he could do in that state. "Do you think he is alright?" Lin asked, looking at Vegeta, who was just as amazed. "Well, who knows, maybe Kakaroto made a serious mistake," says Vegeta, looking at the other goddess, who decides to stand behind Vegeta. "Save me, Prince," shouted Lin, standing behind Vegeta, who got angry but decided not to do anything. Meanwhile, with Goku, who was the most surprised by Zen's attitude. "Excuse me, Zenchan, is something wrong, or did I say something bad?" says Goku, looking at Zen, who finishes thinking and appears in front of Goku. "Well, nothing's wrong," says Zen, seeing Goku at close range, surprising the Saiyan. "Oh great, I thought something was going to happen to me because of what I said to you," says Goku, smiling even though he would get a look of contempt from Zen. "I think," Goku, unable to finish because he would be silenced by Zen, who looks at him and says, "Well, as we had agreed, the tournament of the Force will take place in a few hours, Goku. I hope you already have your 10 participants because the other universes are already preparing," says Zen, walking in the direction of Lin, who is still behind Vegeta. "Let's go, Lin," says Zen, looking at his other self, who decides to stay a little longer. "I'm staying here, I want to see which are the fighters of the Universe 7, you can go quietly, then I'll see you later," says Lin, saying goodbye to Zen, who leaves in a cold way and without any expression. "I think Zen is mad at me," says Goku, looking at Vegeta and Lin, who upon realizing it fall to the ground. "Was it something I said?" says Goku, looking at Vegeta and Lin. Meanwhile, in the palace of Zenosama. "Miss Zeno is fine, it seems that going out without authorization affected her," says Daiken, looking at Zen, who shuts him up, looking at him in a not very friendly way. "Shut up, Daiken, please gather all the universe. The tournament of the Force will be held as soon as possible. I want you to prepare everything, for within 48 hours, did you understand?" says Zen, sitting on his throne watching Daiken, who simply nods and proceeds to warn all the angels of each universe. Who does he think he is to reject me? Thought Zen, seeing his hands as well as being somewhat annoyed by the attitude that Goku took at the moment she confessed her feelings to him. Meanwhile in Universe 7 everything would be upside down because Goku had caused the possible destruction of the universe. Lin would be starting on a small bench watching Goku being scolded by Bulma and company. How could you make Zenosama angry that you know the mess you got us into, Goku, says Bulma, looking at Goku who was a bit nervous. We simply have to get all the strongest warriors in the universe in 48 hours is no problem, Bulma, says Vegeta, looking at his wife who calms down a little. Although at the moment of Beerus' arrival everyone would stand up since he didn't look in a very good mood, the only one to stay seated eating would be Lin. What do we have here? Why this girl doesn't behave in front of a god of destruction, Beerus says, looking at Lin who was still eating without paying much attention to Beerus. Sir Bill, she is Zenosama but the one of the future, would explain Whis, to Beerus who is frightened in an overway, staying with some fear and giving his maximum apologies to Lin. Lin says, looking at Beerus who is a little calmer, it's not your fault, I'm with this appearance so it doesn't matter what you say, kitty. In that case it's okay, you will be here for how long, Miss Lin, says Beerus, looking at the goddess who decided to appear behind Beerus. I just came here for a while because Zen is very upset and apparently it's because of Son Goku, says Lin, looking at the Saiyan who gets scared. I see, thank you very much, Miss Lin, says Beerus, looking at Goku who starts to run. Don't run away, cowardly, come and accept your punishment for doing a stupid thing, Beerus shouts, chasing after Goku who was running with all his strength. This is fun, Lin says, looking at Whis who nods his head. Vegeta, what happened? Why Zenosama's sudden decision for what to create a tournament in which the universes are destroyed? Whis says, startling everyone but Lin who already knew the reason. That's why the tournament is so important, shouts Bulma, looking at everyone who is the same way. Goku shouts, seeing everyone turning into Super Saiyan Blue to make everyone pay attention. Kakaroto, we should be looking for the fighters so there is no need to be here discussing who you think should attend, says Vegeta, looking at Goku. You're right, my choices would be Piccolo, Tenshinhan, Krillin and the androids. We would only need 3 more, says Goku, looking at Vegeta who nods. Lin says, standing in front of Goku and Vegeta, who hadn't noticed his presence. But what when? They both say, trying to see Lin who appears in front of them and floating. Lin says, flying in front of the 2 Saiyan. In this way Goku and Vegeta would go together with Lin to recruit everyone who would be in the same way as in the original, only that there would be a small change. Master Roshi, this is Lin, one of the 2 goddesses of everything, says Goku, looking at the master who is totally amazed when he sees her. Lin, to see the insistence of the master, would hide behind Goku and Vegeta, leaving them very scared because this same girl was the one who almost killed them a few days ago. Why are you standing behind us? Says Goku, looking at Lin who smiles innocently. I'm sorry, but it's not right to hit an old man, says Lin, looking at both Saiyan. In this way they could gather all the warriors within 48 hours, since there had been many altercations with some of them. Well gentlemen, are you ready, says Whis, seeing everyone who was all ready for the tournament. Just a moment, shouts Lin, arriving with everyone because he was buying some small sweets for the road. You really like ice cream, don't you? Says Goku, looking at Lin, who nods with a smile. Maybe I'll show it to Zen, although I doubt she's in the mood for sweets right now, Lin would say, standing next to Wish to begin the journey to the world of nothingness. What happened to Zen? Says Goku, seeing the things that had happened since what had happened thanks to the words that Zen had said. At the moment of arriving already all the participating universes would be in the arena until everyone is surprised because they would see how one of them could fly. Mr. Daiken, she is flying, isn't that against the rules of the tournament, says Kompa, looking at Daishin-kan, who turns a little and says the following. She is Lin, the Zenosama of the future, and she will be one of the hosts together with the Zenosama of the present, says Daishin-kan, leaving surprised Kampa, who didn't even notice and saw Lin next to him in the stands. I see that you already recognized me as I look? Great, right? Says Lin, looking at Kampa, who nods with a lot of nerves and then looks at his angel. Vados says, looking at the scene with some amusement, relax, Mr. Kampa, she's just playing. Well, for sure everyone already knows the rules, but it is worth mentioning that the main ones are not to kill and not to fly and not to carry weapons, and well, you already know it, so we will give a brief word from Miss Zenosama and Miss Lin, the goddesses of everything, says Daishin-kan, looking at everyone who stands firm. Hello everyone. I hope you don't kill yourselves, but if you lose I will eliminate you, so give it your best shot, says Lin, looking at everyone, leaving them more scared than they already were. I am Zenosama, the goddess of everything, and I hope you all give your best effort. And by the way, this tournament was held at the request of the person I love most in the whole universe, so have fun, says Zen, looking at everyone, especially Goku. This is bad, Goku would say, as everyone noticed the look Zen gave him. Being would see how Daishin-kan would announce the tournament and how naturally Lin would be the coolest about the elimination of the universes, except for Zen, who had openly declared his feelings for Goku, getting him into trouble without even starting the tournament. Here we go, says Goku, dodging the attacks that everyone was making in the direction of the Saiyan. Wow, Goku can fight so many at once. I can see why you like such a strong man, Lin says, looking at Zen, who was a little worried because it was impossible not to notice the ki of a certain member of the Pride troops. I think I made a fool of myself by saying that Goku was the person I liked the most, mentions Zen, standing behind Lin. Well, who knows, the only thing I know is that you made the tournament much more entertaining. Everyone is going against Goku, says Lin, making Zen, who was already worried enough for Lin, to bother her even more. You're not helping at all, says Zen, looking at Lin, who smiles because he was so amused by Zen's reactions. Damn, if I keep going like this I'm going to end up out of the arena, Goku would say, being thrown to the edge of the arena, leaving Zen surprised. Let's see, thinks Goku, smiling, and then launching a sphere of ki where Universe 2 was located, moving his power to the edge and exploding the sphere and eliminating all of Universe 2. In this way, he would leave everyone completely amazed at the power that Goku possessed, even though they could barely see his movements. Everyone would be waiting to see what would happen to Universe 2 because all of its participants had fallen out of the arena. Subscribe to DeepL Pro to edit this document. Visit www.deepl.com web link more information. Lin would make an appearance by appearing at the tower that marked the time in the tournament, calling the attention of everyone, who would stop to see what the goddess would do. As you could see, our dear Goku was able to finish with all those who made up the Universe 2, so you know what will happen. But well, see you Universe 2, Lin says, making a snap of fingers, disappearing all the Universe 2, leaving everyone very terrified, demonstrating the power that possessed a deity who was above all. It looks like this is very serious, so I can't let anything stop me from winning, Goku says, looking at everyone else in front of him. Come on, what happened, why aren't they coming, says Goku, looking at everyone with a face of not understanding the moment of attention that everyone was having. Miserable, you are still so calm knowing what you've done, all the members of Universe 9 would say, but before Goku could even attack. These would be diverted by Vegeta. Are you okay, Kakaroto? I need you to stay on your feet if we want to win this. Sure, let's go, shouts Goku, launching several energy spheres that would be dodged by all the opponents they had. That's all you got, says Bergamo, looking at Goku, who smiles. I'm sorry buddy, I think it's time for them to be eliminated, and I'm really sorry, Goku. He couldn't finish speaking as Vegeta transformed into Super Saiyan Blue, launching a powerful Big Bang attack, creating an explosion that would send all the participants in Universe 9 flying, thus quickly taking them all down. You just had to do that, Kakaroto, Vegeta says, looking at Goku, who is a little cold because of what Vegeta had said. "That's well done, Prince," shouts Lin, from his throne, applauding Vegeta, who turns away in annoyance. "How ungrateful you are, he, but well, it's time," Lin would say, with a snap of his fingers, disappearing to the whole Universe 9. "It looks like this is very serious. We can't let this end so quickly. Universe 7 is eliminating other universes left and right," Toppo says, looking at all his teammates who nod except for Jiren. "I will take care of Son Goku, the rest is all of you, so don't let me down," says Jiren, seeing everyone who nods and goes to attack the weakest members of Universe 7, being these Krillin, Tenshin Han and Master Roshi, who would be ready to attack, but would be easily eliminated by the Universe 11 warriors, leaving only Freezer, Gohan, Piccolo, Vegeta, 17 and 18 plus Goku. "Damn, they took out 3 in one attack," Beerus would say, a bit exalted because they were simply a fish in water. "Calm down, Mr. Beerus, remember that we still have 7 warriors in the arena," says Whis, looking at Beerus, who decides to be calmer because the whole tournament started in a very accelerated way due to the fact that Universe 7 eliminated 2 universes at the beginning of the tournament. "It looks like those guys are going in, Vegeta." He couldn't finish speaking because he could see how Goku was thrown against a wall by a key sphere coming from Jiren. "Get out of the way," says Jiren, looking at Vegeta, who gets angry at the arrogance of the warrior of Universe 11. Vegeta says, flying in the direction of Jiren, but would be surprised why Jiren would be in front of Vegeta with a key sphere in his stomach, leaving Vegeta very scared, who didn't know what to do at that moment. Jiren says, creating a huge explosion in Vegeta's body, who barely survived the attack, leaving him almost unconscious. "For your sake, I hope you don't get up in agreement," Jiren would say, going in the direction of Goku, who could barely recover from Jiren's attack. "It seems that your boyfriend is going to get a good beating," Lin says, between some laughs, since she was attentive to the reaction of Zen, who seemed very scared of what Jiren could do. "Seems like it's not a good time," Lin would think, watching the scene as Goku could barely stand up from the amount of energy he received from Jiren, who was in front of him. "Ha, that was a good attack. I really didn't expect you to be that strong, Jiren," says Goku, standing up at all. Jiren would not wait for Goku to transform and would begin to give him a rain of blows all over his body, leaving him very hurt, even with almost all of his shirt destroyed, showing that he was already on the verge of losing consciousness. "Son Goku, you are a danger to all the universes, and I don't care what happens, I will manage to finish you. I don't care the price, but first you will have to suffer to know what all the people you helped to kill in the last eliminated universes lived through," says Jiren, lifting up Goku, who was completely wounded. "Hell, this guy is too strong. I don't think I can touch him, even if I use Super Saiyan Blue," Goku thinks, while waiting for what Jiren would do. He would show no mercy to Goku by throwing a direct blow to his abdomen, causing Goku to spit blood and jump backwards, scaring everyone in the Universe 7 team. "Looks like Goku needs our help," says 17, seeing the beating he was taking. "Let's go," says 18, next to 17, but these would be stopped thanks to all the Pride troops. "You must not meddle where you are not wanted. You will fight with us, so get ready," say all the troops. "Dad," Gohan shouts, going to where Goku is, but he is stopped by Toppo, who sends him flying by, hitting him with enough force to leave him lying in the rubble. Goku, Zen would think, seeing the scene that his beloved was starring in, when he was completely injured on the verge of death. "Looks like it's not going well," Lin says, watching Goku being used as a punching bag by Jiren. Meanwhile, in the fight, if you could call it that, between Goku and Jiren, Goku could barely stay conscious because Jiren had left him totally injured. "Give up and get out of the arena, you're not worth it anymore," Jiren says, turning around to leave Goku totally unfit for combat. "You know, I could do this all day long, but we don't have the time to mess around with this nonsense, so let's get on with it," Goku shouts, transforming into Super Saiyan Blue to try to hurt Jiren, but he doesn't succeed when he receives a direct attack in the chest from Jiren, thus causing Goku to lose his life by finishing with his last strength, astonishing everyone. It can't be, Beerus would say, watching Goku fall to the ground. This is very bad, Whis says, seeing how Goku is. But everyone in the place would see how a light was illuminated in the palace held by the two goddesses. Goku, Zen would say, in tears as he watched Goku lie on the battlefield. Everything in the environment would be empty to see that Goku had fallen totally injured and without any trace of energy. In front of Jiren, who sees the Saiyan and raises his head to the high priest, "Gentlemen, as it is in the rules, Jiren will be eliminated for killing Son Goku." Daishin would speak, looking at Jiren, who accepts the purpose. "Oops, looks like the game didn't go too well," Lin would say, looking at Zen, who was shocked to see the scene. "This can't be," Zen would think, looking at the platform with a sad face that would leave Lin looking a little bad. "Wait for me for a while, okay," Lin says, without Zen paying the slightest attention to him. Lin would go down to the platform where Goku was standing, seeing how the Saiyan was doing so that everything in the place would be stopped. Lin would approach Goku's ear and whispers the following: "Get up, the girl upstairs is waiting for you, so get up." With these words, a great light would cover the whole place next to Goku and Lin, increasing the expectation of everyone, leaving them astonished that one of the goddesses of everything is helping a mortal like Goku. But what is this power? Goku would think, seeing everything around him, leaving him with some surprise to see that he was not in the most beech tree. "Well, looks like it worked," Lin says, smiling to appear behind Jiren and touch his back. "Hey cute and muscular Jiren, would you do me a favor and fight Goku in the most powerful way you can and don't get disqualified?" Lin says, looking at Jiren, who is a little impressed by Lin's attitude but nods to the goddess's request. Subscribe to Deeple Pro to edit this document. Visit www.deeple.com/pro for more information. Due to the change in events, Jiren from Universe 11 will not be eliminated and Son Goku will return to combat, says Daishin, looking at the platform. "I leave you gentlemen to entertain my royal presence, and if I saw you Prince," Lin says, looking at Vegeta, who pays no attention to him. Lin says, looking at Vegeta, and then appears next to Zen. "What did you do?" says Zen, looking at Lin, who smiles and tells him that he simply gave her some of his energy. "Seriously, but you didn't overdo it, did you?" says Zen, looking at Lin, who turns his gaze and smiles. "Who knows how much power I have will not be measured, so much less I know how much I can give," Lin would say, watching with a small smile. But then they would witness the fight that was about to begin. Goku and Jiren would be facing each other with a gaze that was capable of destroying anything that got in its way. From one moment to another the atmosphere would become completely unstable, because at the first blow the current would be able to throw all the participants of all the universes, making everyone's mouth open when they saw the magnitude of power that the two warriors possessed. That Lin and Zen would stand in the middle of both of them. "Apparently the powers they possess go further than anyone else on the platform today," says Zen, looking at Goku, who was saying nothing, as well as Jiren. "Damn it, all the universes would shout except for Universe 11 and 7, who would be standing thanks to their two warriors. Wow, the power they radiate is amazing. It's impossible to think that Goku would have reached the level after waking up, I would say Whis, looking at everyone who would agree, but would not take that into account, because even with that power Jiren was still a very difficult wall to overcome. "Here we go," shouts Goku, jumping in the direction of Jiren, colliding their fists that would leave a very fortuitous silence in the air. "It seems that they didn't want to listen to you, little one," Lin would mention, seeing Zen, who hits him a little on the head. "Ouch, that why?" the goddess would say, a bit indignant. "You are incredibly annoying and you want me to tell you why?" says Zen, looking at Lin, who smiles. "I can't defend myself, ha 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 ha," Lin says, looking at Zen, who was looking at her with a face of few friends. While down on the platform the fight would be a little different than usual. "Son Goku, I don't know what you did, but you won't be able to beat me," Jiren would say, looking at Goku, who walks calmly to where Jiren was. "Too bad, because I'm amazed," mentions Goku, looking at Jiren with a smile that showed all the confidence he had at the moment. "What are you talking about? Have you gone crazy?" Jiren speaks, looking at Goku, who smiles and throws a punch that sends him flying. "I'm amazed at the power I have now," says Goku, with a totally killer look on his face. "What did you do? That power that Goku has is too dangerous," Zen would say upon seeing the Saiyan's behaviors. Come on, don't exaggerate, just give some power. Lin speaks, but before Zen could object, everyone would witness something completely unusual as Goku cut through all the power nets that had been bestowed by Lin. He was left in a base state and with very little energy to continue the battle. What's wrong with you? Do you want to die, stupid? Shouts Zen from his throne, looking at the Saiyan who was exhausted. No, it just doesn't seem fair to me to beat Jiren with all that power that isn't mine, and I'll try to beat him with what I have. And thank you very much for caring about me, Goku would say, jumping up so he could be in enough rhythm to fight Jiren. He's a fool, Vegeta would say, watching the scene, but would be interrupted by Lin. If you're right, he's an airhead on top who helped him and didn't even thank me, Lin mentions, looking at the battlefield with a smile. This would leave everyone with a lot of paper or well to the gods, as they would see one of the goddesses being very happy sitting in favor of Universe 7. You're stupid, aren't you? Says Jiren, looking at Goku who stands in front of him with everything he had. Well, maybe, but I can't let too many people down. Plus I think that if I leave, the girl up there would be very sad, mentions the Saiyan, while smiling and getting into a battle pose. Jiren would not wait for Goku to even react to any of his attacks and would launch a rain of blows that Goku would try to dodge. Although it would be somewhat complicated because Jiren was strong enough to create very powerful sound waves to move Goku. Damn, why are you so strong? Goku would shout, throwing energy spheres in order to evade some of the pressure he had all over the place. You should admit defeat and leave the arena voluntarily, Jiren says, looking at Goku who was within a hair's breadth of losing the battle. You know, Jiren, you're an awesome guy, but I think I have the upper hand, Goku would say, jumping up and then transforming into Super Saiyan Blue and throwing a Super Kamehameha that sends him flying. This is all I have, I don't think I can do any more, Goku would think, waiting for Jiren to fall to see what he could do in the state he was in. Jiren would come down and stand by for Goku as he was nowhere to be found. Come out of wherever you are, you know very well that you have no more energy left and there is no point in the battle, Jiren would say, looking around. But he would realize that Goku had changed something in the place and he would see how everything would explode as he walked. Damn, this guy can't get enough of anything, Goku would think, trying to endure as long as he could until the end of the tournament. I think it was a bad idea for the tournament to be one-on-one, I would say, was looking at the match. You're right, besides Goku wasted all the power granted by Lin. We are lost, Beerus would say, looking at his angel who was attentive to Jiren's next action. The latter would jump and then launch a super key sphere that would destroy the entire tournament site, leaving everything in a few simple rocks, greatly helping Goku to come out of hiding. Well, I see this just got tough, Goku would think, heading off in the direction of Jiren who parries all of his blows. Seriously, our Goku surrender, this has no case, says Jiren, leaving to see a Goku completely hurt and without forces for the combat. You're right. Oh well, maybe not, Goku would say, transforming into Super Saiyan Blue. In this way, he managed to give a good fight to Jiren, who still did not understand where he got so much energy to continue fighting, until he gets tired and decides to give a good beating to Goku, who had no choice but to receive all the blows of Jiren, leaving a massacre around Goku who fell to the ground for each blow, but as a result he got up. Enough, shouts Zen, seeing the scene drawing the attention of everyone present at the tournament. What? Goku would say, looking to where the throne of the goddesses was, although everyone would have the same reaction. Zen would appear in front of Jiren and put his hand out for Jiren to stop. I don't want to see any more of this nonsense, shouts Zen, looking at Goku who is shocked to see the attitude of the goddess. Enough is enough. Universe 11 wins the Tournament of Power, Zen would say, standing in front of both the warriors Goku and Jiren, who would be astonished as well as everyone around them. Wait, why are you doing this? It's not over yet, I haven't left the platform, Goku would say, being hit by Zen, who smeared his fist with blood and then saw Goku being thrown into the void, and then he would appear in the stands totally injured, leaving everyone impressed as it was completely new to see that stage and the goddess of everything. Dad, are you okay? Asks Gohan, seeing Goku totally injured without being able to move or speak, since the only thing that showed signs of life in Goku was that he was able to breathe. It is already decided. Universe 11 is the winner. Zen speaks, being next to Jiren, who could not pronounce a word as well as everyone in the place and would simply lower his head in agreement. But Universe 11 would begin its mockery towards Universe 7. See Beerus, this battle was completely in our favor, and thanks to the idiocy of Son Goku you will be eliminated, so I say goodbye. I would say Vermouth, with much arrogance towards Beerus, who could not say anything to everything that the god had said. At that, Goku would fully recover thanks to a hermit seed to see the platform and indeed see Zen raise his hand to eliminate Universe 7. Wait, why are you doing this, Jiren? I haven't even jumped off the platform yet, shouts Goku, leaning on the bleachers watching Zen, who stops to look at him. Did you want him to kill you or what? Because that's what I saw would happen. Besides, be happy. Zen couldn't continue because Lin would appear next to Goku in front of her. You are very upset lately. Why is that? Says Lin, standing in front of Zen, who raises his hand, but would be stopped by Lin, who holds it. Listen to him before you do something stupid. Didn't you teach me that the first time we met? Lin says, holding Zen's hand tightly enough to make it much more docile. Okay, but it's not because she says so, but because I want to. Zen speaks, trying to resist the pain Lin was causing in his hand. I know I'm sorry, Zen-chan, but please let me finish my battle with Jiren. You know very well that I wasn't out of the platform yet and you were the one who took me out, so give me another chance at least, Goku would say, to see how angry Zen was at what Goku was saying. No, because if you go on you won't be able to live, and I prefer you to die in a peaceful way than to suffer seeing how they finish you off, Zen would say, seeing Goku with very noticeable tears on his face. Wait, what's wrong with you, Zen-chan? Would say Goku, seeing how Zen was crying while yelling at the Saiyan, who was shocked by the goddess' words. You still don't understand. Don't you see that you are someone very important to me, and seeing you get hurt is torture for me? Zen speaks, falling to the ground and falling in a sea of tears that makes Goku react, holding her and hugging her, causing her to be shocked. Thank you. I know I may be a little silly about this, but I never really knew anything about love, and believe me, if I had met you before milk, I would have even married you, says Goku, smiling while holding Zen, who looks at him and cries some more and then calms down, and give Goku a big kiss that leaves everyone with their mouths open, surprising all the gods who were outraged by such an action performed by the goddess of everything, which leaves Lin, who appears in front of them all, not very happy. What's the matter, children? Mommy is in love. Is that why you are so upset, or is it something else, my dear babies? Why don't you tell your dear aunt? Spoke Lin, putting an energy sphere in his hand with a look that showed all the cynicism he had or the desire he had to finish with someone. Stop! Don't you see that we are in an important moment? Vegeta says, looking at Lin, who smiles and leaves the place. Always so attentive, isn't it, Vegeta? Shouts Lin, making Vegeta angry, who starts to shout at him, but would be silenced by Beerus. At that we could see Zen turn away from Goku and smile, looking at the Saiyan, who was just as confused as she was. Wait, was that a kiss? Asks Goku, being surprised, but he smiles and hugs Zen, who was completely nervous and didn't know what to do. Wait, what are you doing? Zen speaks, without turning to look at Goku, who was smiling as he hugged Zen. This is reciprocating your feelings, isn't it? Says Goku, looking at Zen, who smiles and kisses the Saiyan again. If you have finished your things, can we continue with the tournament? Lin speaks, standing next to Jiren. Of course. Then what do you say, Zen? Will you let me fight against Jiren? Asks Goku, looking at Zen, who takes his hand and nods to the Saiyan's request. But please prove that you are number one in the universe, Zen says, releasing Goku to appear on his throne next to Lin, leaving Jiren and Goku facing each other to continue the fight that was almost decided a few moments ago. Hey Jiren 10, Goku would say, tossing a hermit seed to Jiren, who wonders what that thing was. Eat it, and with that you will be 100% in your abilities and we can fight right off the bat, says Goku, getting into battle pose in front of Jiren, who nods and eats the seed, recovering completely. In this way, another battle would begin, in which Goku would transform into Super Saiyan Blue to be able to hit Jiren, which he does with great success, this time being much more powerful. "Wow, I don't know what happened to me, but it feels great," shouts Goku, hitting Jiren, managing to corner him. "Son Goku, your strength is not the same as it was a while ago. You don't seem to have unleashed all your power in that fight," says Jiren, defending himself from Goku's attacks, which were quite constant and fast. Goku speaks, launching a sphere of energy that knocks Jiren to the ground. As Jiren would not be able to continue speaking because Goku would appear behind him, throwing another great amount of power at his back, severely hurting Jiren. "This cannot be. A few moments ago you were not able to touch me, and now you are strong enough to cause me this amount of damage, you are?" Jiren asks, looking at Goku, who smiles to throw a punch in his face, making him shoot against some rocks that would be the place of impact. "Why, I am a Saiyan and my powers increase drastically when I recover," Goku would say, smiling in amazement at Zen and company. "I see, so that was good no matter how far he is from beating me," Jiren says, punching Goku, who would defend himself better from Jiren's attacks. "Of course, we'll see about that," Goku speaks, throwing a good punch at Jiren, but it would be stopped by Jiren and returned with greater force, getting Goku to fall to the ground with many wounds in his stomach. "This has to be a joke," Zen would have said, watching Goku get hit again. "Maybe it's time to try this," Goku thinks, closing his eyes to remember everything I had taught him was to let the body react to the danger. Jiren would try to hit Goku, but Goku instinctively dodges it. "Wow, it's the Ultra Instinct," shouts Lin, seeing Goku getting everyone's attention. "Wait, what Ultra Instinct?" asks Zen, looking at Lin, who was totally astonished. "If when he went to my dimension he used that power to try to stop me, he's super efficient with that, he's sure to beat Jiren," Lin would say, being super stoked at what was about to happen at the moment. In this way, Goku would begin to have a complete advantage in the fight, beating Jiren, who was at a complete disadvantage. "This can't," Jiren would be about to fall off the platform, only to see that Goku would be anything but foolish to let him have a chance to turn things around. "If you had this power, why didn't you show it before?" shouts Zen, from his throne, calling the attention of Goku, who answers, "That's what I was going to do the moment you interrupted us." This would leave Zen a little embarrassed. "Ready," Goku shouts, dodging one of Jiren's blows, which makes Jiren angry, who lashes out in a turbid manner against Goku, who manages to dodge each and every one of Jiren's attacks. "You're making fun of me, son, we Goku," shouts Jiren, raising his power much more, demonstrating that his energy was far from running out, giving Goku much more reason to continue the fight. "What's wrong, can't you touch me, Jiren?" asks Goku, being quite defiant with the most powerful guy in Universe 11. This behavior would make everyone in Universe 7 relieved for what could happen while in Universe 11 or with the hair on end to see the difference in power they had in this fight. "Wow, it looks like Goku is making fun of Jiren. Do you think he beat him or not?" Lin asks, standing next to Vegeta, who pays no attention to him and watches the fight, realizing that Goku had completely changed his attitude. "What's wrong with you, Kakaroto? That's not your way to treat an enemy in a fight," Vegeta would think, looking at the way Goku was behaving, demonstrating that his strength and defense were far superior to Jiren's. Lin says, looking at the platform, since Vegeta didn't say anything about his comment. Jiren would give quite fast blows that would hinder Goku's mobility, making him get shot by one of these, being received repeatedly by several blows caused by Jiren, who would not have any mercy and would attack with all his power, showing his desperation with only 2 minutes left in the tournament. "Damn it, because suddenly I can no longer react by instinct," Goku would think, dodging the occasional blow from Jiren that was becoming more and more powerful. This would go from bad to worse as he watched all the debris on the platform being smashed to pieces with each increase in power that Jiren released, leaving very little room to dodge the blows. Subscribe to Deeple Pro to edit this document. Visit www.deeple.com/pro for more information, leaving Goku with very few options and barely being able to keep up with Jiren. This would leave Zen very worried, as she would see how Goku was gradually being overcome by Jiren's ability, who, with each hit he gave him a great amount of destructive power, which if he hit Goku, he could not continue, and being as far away as possible would be the best. But leaving him with no space was a good strategy on Jiren's part. "Come on Goku, you can do it," says Zen, looking at the fight which showed a clear winner after Goku in an attempt to resist a blow from Jiren. He would lose his Ultra Instinct while standing on the edge of the platform looking at Jiren with a lot of wounds all over his body, showing that if this fight continued Goku would not make it out alive. "Goku, get out of the arena now," shouts Zen from his throne, looking at the Saiyan, who looks up with a smile after having his whole body full of wounds. "I'm sorry, but this fight has been the most exciting in my whole life and I think I can go on," says Goku, having a smile on his face, and suddenly you could see a big glow in his hand revealing a key sphere that was at a bestial level. That was the power that Lin had given to Goku a few moments ago in the tournament, which surprises everyone in the place. "But how do I keep your power?" asked Zen, looking at Lin, who was just as surprised as everyone else in the place, since keeping that energy in that state was a real challenge. "So you're going to use that power? It's fine with me anyway. It won't affect the outcome of this battle," Jiren would say, concentrating all his energy in his wrist, achieving a power almost equal to the one Goku had in his hand. "We'll see," says Goku, running in the direction of Jiren, who would do the same by giving himself a fist bump that would shake the entire dimension out of thin air and destroy almost everything in its path. There would be no trace of the platform, only a small platform on which Jiren and Goku would be standing. "I think I can't take it anymore," Goku says, almost ready to fall off the platform, but he would be kicked by Jiren, who tells him that he is a cheater as well as being stupid for not being able to defend the things he wants. "Shut up, you don't know anything," Goku shouts, where a kick to Jiren that leaves him a good bruise, as well as Goku that would have all the body full of bruises due to the blows that Jiren was giving. Both could not even expel some ki because they lost all their powers and the impact of the two fists that gave each other, although the most surprising thing would be as these were fighting after such a fight, leaving everyone very uneasy, because if one of the two fell it was the end of Universe 7 or Universe 11. "Jiren, try your best," shout all his fellow Pride troopers. "You can do it, Goku." All the members of Universe 7 including Beerus would shout. "Guys." Goku could not finish speaking because he would hear Zen's voice in his mind. "Come on, you can, and I know you will win this, my love," says Zen, being in Goku's mind with a great joy, which makes the Saiyan smile to give a big jump that gives a strong kick in the back of Jiren's head, making him lose his balance, making him fall from the small rock where they were, and thus Goku would be named the winner of the Tournament of Power. "Son Goku, thank you," Jiren would say, looking at Goku, who smiles and watches as the members and God of Universe 11 disappear. Goku would look to the front, but would be greeted by Zen, who gives him a hug that knocks him to the ground, leaving many moans from the Saiyan, who was very hurt by Jiren's attacks. "I'm sorry I hurt you. Do you need help?" asks Zen, looking at Goku, who replies that he was fine. He just needed to make his wish. "Daishin-kan, help me with the wish," says Zen, looking at Daishin-kan, who approaches son Goku and asked him to tell him what his wish would be. "I want all the universes to return to normal," says Goku, making Daishin-kan a little worried. But if that was the wish, he would fulfill it, being that the universes would return to 18 as they originally once were. "Are you alright?" asked Zen, standing next to Goku, who could barely stand up. "Of course, it just hurts all over, ha ha ha," says Goku, causing Zen to give his ear a little squeeze, causing him quite a bit of pain. Alright, I'll behave myself, and if you can cure me please," says Goku, looking at Zen, who smiles at him. After a while Goku would be fully recovered and would look at everyone in the place, but before he would tell them that he would stay with Zenosama, everyone would tell him that they already saw this coming. Even Goten would tell Goku that he would not have to talk to his mother, as he knew it was not a very good idea for the time being. Everyone would agree that Goku went to train in the different universes. "Great, so at last my desired dream came true. Our Goku and my past self are together. What a joy," Lin says, looking at everyone present, who would be a little defensive because this one was making a little scene. "Oh come on, seriously, no one is going to applaud me," Lin says, getting everyone to clap. "Mr. Vegeta, you don't plan to train together with Goku for all the universes, or else remember that when Goku comes back he might be much more powerful than you," Whis says, looking at Vegeta, who for the moment would not want to accompany Goku because Bora had been born a few days earlier and wanted to be with Bulma and his daughter. "Okay then, Miss Zen, Goku is in your hands," says Whis, leaving the place with everyone. although Vegeta would stay to give Goku a warning, "You'd better become infinitely stronger so that you don't waste my time when we meet again, Kakaroto," says Vegeta, with his back turned, walking in the direction of the others, leaving Goku next to Zen and Lin, who would look on with great joy. "It seems that you will have to become invincible, Son Goku. Come, we will go to all the necessary universes so that you obtain all the power that you need," Lin shouts, looking at Goku, but he would be ahead of Zen, seeing her with great joy. "Are you happy now?" asks Goku, looking at Zen, who nods and flies with him to the small castle with the guards. "I don't know whether to feel ignored or frustrated," Lin says, flying to the same place. "So since we are here, what could Zen do?" "Well, the truth, I don't know what to do. The truth, sometimes I play with this board game," Zen would say, pointing to the miniature planets that were on the board, something that would catch the attention of Goku, who is slowly approaching the planets. He realized that it was not a simple game when he saw that if he destroyed one, he created chain explosions that destroyed the others. "So how about it? Do you like it?" "Well, I guess a less destructive game is my style," speaks Goku, swallowing saliva, seeing Zen's excitement, who seemed quite excited to see Goku stay with her. Retrospective. Now what do I do? The Saiyan would think about defeating Jiren with the power that Lin had given him, and then give a brief glance to Zen, who was watching Goku, very attentive to what his next move would be. Maybe Zen or Lin will make the other universes cannot be resurrected by this bad move on my part. "You better go with the flow, as Vegeta told me." In this way Goku would do what Vegeta had recommended him, which was to be close to the goddess of everything, because it seemed that she liked his company very much. Back to where we were. "Hey, you can tell you don't like any of this, right? Besides, you noticed that it's not simple spheres that were on the board, right?" Lin would say, looking at Goku with a look of superiority, making the Saiyan, who was already beginning to understand why all the gods of destruction were so afraid when Zenosama was named to them. Subscribe to Deeple Pro to edit this document. Visit www.deeple.com/pro for more information. Ha 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 ha. "But what are you saying, Lin? I had no idea that they were more than just a game." Goku would laugh nervously to get out of that predicament, which he would succeed because Zen would grab him by the arm, taking him away from Lin, who was enjoying teasing the Saiyan, who would gradually lose the enthusiasm he had at the beginning of meeting the goddesses of everything. "Seriously, she is the same person as me. We are nothing alike," Zen would say, being annoyed while Lin was very impulsive as well as annoying, as every time she had the opportunity to tease someone she would do it if she could, as the teasing was not limited to Goku and Vegeta, as when the guardians of these two goddesses were present Lin could not help but tease them. True, although her attitude changed a lot when I first met her. She beat me up, so now I don't even want to imagine what she would do to someone who bothers her. After walking for a while around the Daishin-kan palace, I would arrive to talk to Zen. "Zenosama, we need you to take your nap. It's past the hour." "I won't." "You didn't understand. I won't now. I'm busy, so don't bother." Within the discussion between Zen and Daishin-kan, the latter would look at Goku as if asking for help for Zen to take a nap. But the latter would not understand the hint and would keep quiet, thinking that it was a problem between them. "Okay, but what will we do with Lin? We don't know so far." You can keep her here until she wants to leave." "I don't know. I really doubt she wants to help." At that moment when Zen said that, Lin jumped over them, saying the following: "One moment thing, 1,55 blue. Since I see you suck at running 12 universes, I'll take over. In this way you can spend more time procuring with this monkey," Lin would say, pointing at Goku, leaving Daishin-kan and Goku with a worried smile while Zen was about to go to hit Lin, but Goku and Daishin-kan were holding her waist and leg. "You'll see, damn it," shouted Zen, chasing after Lin, who was smiling as he ran away from Zen. "That's the way it will always be, I guess." Goku is right, speak Goku and Daishin-kan, looking at the goddesses who were still in their fight. While on Earth everyone would be arriving from the Tournament of Power and everyone would welcome the fighters with much joy until Chi-Chi and Goten asked why Goku was not with them. To which Beerus and Whis would give a somewhat crude answer, telling him that Goku decided to stay with Zenosama so he could keep her at bay and not come up with things like this. Something that left Chi-Chi quite upset, while Goten wanted to know why his dad didn't say anything before leaving. "Goten, you will see, Daddy had to sacrifice his life in this mission that is very important, because the 12 universes depend on him to be with Zenosama," spoke Goten, approaching his little brother, who still did not understand the seriousness of the matter. "So I won't see my dad again?" asks Goten, looking at Goten, who didn't know what to answer as neither Beerus nor Whis had said that Goku might come to visit them soon. "Relax, he will come, although it won't be soon, he has a lot of things to do," replies Gohan. Leaving Goten, who flies out of the place, leaving Gohan a little worried until Violent Pan arrived to congratulate him. "Tell me, Vegeta, why did Goku stay with Zenosama? That crazy woman was infatuated with Kakaroto, even one of the two gave him of her power in order to win the tournament. What's wrong with you? Why are you complaining? If the goddesses of everything are on our side, we should be grateful," speaks Bulma, looking at Vegeta with a frown. "Anyway, so that those crazy girls could stay calm, Kakaroto decided to stay and be next to the one in our present," says Vegeta, looking at Bulma, who remains thoughtful because anything threatening the Earth would have a little more chance since Goku wasn't there to defend it. "I'm worried that you won't be here to defend us all if something should come up," says Bulma, looking at Vegeta, who tells her that he would be staying for a while because of Bra's birth. "Hey Whis, don't you think it would be less dangerous for Goku to be here than for him to be with the goddess, Mr. Beerus? If Goku comes up with another competition like the Tournament of Power, it is logical that it would be better for him to be away. But even if he is here, Zenosama would come to see him, and anyway the inevitable would happen." Whis, as he finished speaking, would smile, seeing Beerus' face, which was of someone totally worried about what could happen later on. Lin, the goddess of the future, would be hanging from the branches of a divine tree as she watched Zen with a look of utter derision. "Alright, let's make a deal. We've been running for hours and so far you don't catch me, so let's declare peace between the two of us, shall we? Wait no more, I'll teach you to shut that filthy mouth of yours." As Zeno finished speaking, she would realize that Goku was behind and heard her talking that way, making her embarrassed, giving Lin a chance to escape. "What the hell happened?" speaks a being that wakes up under a pile of rubble that long ago was his home. Said being was about to explode in the sense of expelling energy to get out of that predicament. A scream of rage would be heard, to then see an explosion in which the subject would be seen and turned into thousands of pieces of rocks. All this. Ugh. But what happened? My body is not. That being would fall unconscious due to the lack of energy in his body, leaving everything ready for a trio of visitors in a while. "Zenosama, we need to talk about the wish that was made in the Tournament of Power, because now," abruptly answers the goddess of everything as she chased Lin all over the palace garden. "I'm sorry, Daishin-kan, but this is out of my hands. I can't handle so much pressure," speaks the Saiyan while looking uncomfortably at Daishin-kan, who was waiting for the Saiyan to stop the discussion of the two goddesses, who had no intention of stopping and that already had a good time in the run. "I already asked for a truce. She is the stubborn one and wanting to continue the fight," shouts Lin, while running. "Well, I think there is no other way." "Wait, Mr. Goku, what will you do?" asks Daishin-kan, to then see Goku that disappears from the sight of all, to then appear in front of Zen, scaring her. But in the end they would end up colliding, making Zen angry, who tries to get up quickly to continue his match. "Stop it once and for all, don't you realize that you have been in this for a long time?" shouts Goku, holding Zen, who gets embarrassed and turns red as a tomato while looking at Goku face to face. So they would stay several minutes in which nobody would speak until the impertinent Lin opens her mouth, being very close to both. "Then that you kiss her or they will stay watching." In response to the comment, Zen would raise his hand, making Lin go out shot against the palace. "I guess that will calm your anger." "Yes. Tell me, what did you want, Daishin-kan?" asks Zen, looking calmly to the Supreme Priest, that in the same way answers quite calmly something that surprises Goku. That was something incredible. But if Zen gets angry, that could happen to me too, is something scary, would think the Saiyanian, something scared because he already knew the bad side of Lin but not Zen's side. "That really hurt me a lot," shouted Lin, while he got up and then sat next to Goku to wait for Zen. "Tell me, what are they talking about?" "It seems that it is a problem related to the desire of the Tournament of Power." "Seriously? Well, what if we go to explore the other universes that were returned to normal?" asked Lin, looking at Goku, who was thinking about the same thing as Lin. "Are you sure? What if Zen or Daishin-kan get mad?" "Don't worry, you're with me. Nothing can happen to us. Besides, they won't notice that we left. Let's go. Don't be afraid. Besides, maybe we'll find guys as strong as in the Tournament of Power. What do you say?" "Come on." That's the attitude. After Goku accepted the proposal to travel to the universes that returned from the Lin elimination, they would teleport, alerting Daishin-kan and Zen. "What was that?" Asks Zen looking at Daishin-kan, who answers that it was Lin with his teleportation. Wait, because I can't do that because you were never interested in a prin. Zen annoyed would make Daishin-kan back down for his incompetence. Look for them, stop wasting your time for now. I will not destroy the universes those just because Goku is there. Meanwhile, Lin and Goku had arrived at the planet of the god of destruction of Universe 14, seeing that everything was in ruins. Apparently a war had been waged in the place, leaving the place in rubble. I remember that when this guy wanted to reveal himself, I ended up making him suffer. Wasn't it better to finish him off at once? No, you know, it's more fun to play with the minds of mortals and make them believe that they have any chance of defeating the goddess of everything. Or well, now I'm just like a voice in this world. Lin talked while walking through the rubble until they heard an explosion not far from where they were both. What do you think if we go to see what happens? Maybe the gods of destruction have risen, shouts Lin, flying with Goku. But when they both arrived they would see how a cloud of dust covered the place. It looks like a kind of Dita. Dita? They are beings that are born from the hatred of the inhabitants of a divine planet, are like hatred incarnate, or demons as they are known on Earth. Although this one looks very strange, it has no aspect, speaks Lin, to then see that the cloud of dust gradually disappears, leaving to see the Dita surrendered on the ground. Well, let's kill it, says Lin with a totally adorable face, something that did not match the moment, making Goku doubt if it was right to have to stop it, but in the end he would do what he thought was right. Wait, I want to know what it is, says Goku, going down to the place to pick up the Dita, or demon as they like to call it. Well, when they both pick up the demon they would see that little by little this one was taking color until taking the aspect of a boy or a girl with horns in the head. It's weird, but I guess it's growing up. Maybe it considers us its parents, like when chicks are born. Where did you learn that? Bulma told me. He doesn't wake up. Maybe he's already dead. I don't think so. He's breathing. I think we'd better take him somewhere that isn't destroyed on this planet, Lin would say, holding the demon in her arms. After a good time in which Goku and Lin would be playing to the defeated and diverse games that entailed force, the small demon was about to wake up, calling quickly the attention of Lin, who runs quickly to where the creature was. Lin asks Lin to Goku, who did not know what to answer because this was something that had never happened to him in all his years of life. During the small moment the being would open his eyes, seeing Goku and Lin, who were expectant to see what the creature would do. After pronouncing the word, Goku would be thrown miles away, making Lin look at everything in slow motion, being fascinated with the strength of the demon. That's amazing. It has a lot of strength, speaks Goku, reappearing in the place. It really is, but it attacked me out of nowhere. I don't know what we can do with that behavior. So Goku would stop talking when he saw the demon's murderous look. The creature would try to utter words again, but it would be useless since its voice faded away after the attack it provided to the Saiyan. You think it was mute? Maybe. Wait, what is it to be mute? Speaks Goku, looking at Lin, who briefly explains to him what it was to be mute. Excuse me, who are you? Asks the demon, looking at Lin and Goku, who look at each other's faces, and then Lin jumps to hug him. We are your parents, Lin shouts while hugging the little demon. Are you okay? Zenosama asks Daishin-kan when he sees the slight discomfort of Zen. Yes, it was just a little discomfort. Mom, Dad? Asks the demon, looking at Lin and Goku. The latter would put his hand on the back of his head to think about what he could say to Zen when he finds out if we are your parents, or well, I don't think we should give you a name, says Lin, turning to look at Goku, who remembered that when Gohan was born he didn't know what name to give him. Besides the fact that Lin wanted to adopt a being he barely saw because of what Bulma had taught him was something that Zen would also believe. Mom? Yes, for now call me Mom. When you're older you can call me whatever you want, says Lin, touching the little demon's hair. But then Goku pulls her aside to talk to her alone. What's wrong? Don't tell me you want to leave me as a single mother. That's very cruel. I know you don't, Zen, but single mother. No, wait, that you did with Chi-Chi, so it's okay. But what do you know better? Let's see what he wants, says Goku, looking at the being that still didn't take a complete form until they hear a loud rumble in place. Do you think the god woke up or something? Says Lin while holding the little guy in his arms. Maybe if it was worth coming to this place after all, speaks the Saiyan, to then take a leap that takes him miles away, leaving Lin and the little demon alone. He's gone. Yes, he left, answers Lin, to then turn to look at the demon and realize that the horns he had on his head were camouflaging. How about I give you a name? Tell me, would you like to be called Jen? Well, it's not like I thought much about the name either. I mean, I thought cool and I saw you, so Jen for cool would suit you very well. What do you say? The creature would turn its head from side to side to make it clear that it didn't like the idea of Lin, something that bothers the goddess a little, and looks at the creature a little more defiantly. Tell me you don't know who I am or what? The creature would look at Lin and touch its face, something that didn't bother the goddess but didn't answer her question. Can't you talk? I doubt it. A while ago you said that in Mom and Dad, so you should have no problem talking to me, speaks Lin as she would see the creature get up and walk through the rubble, blowing up a large area that was close to both of them. Lin would try to provoke the creature, which would be useless because it would not give the slightest importance to the words of the goddess who decides to follow her. Both would reach a kind of subway sanctuary that looked quite strange because it had skeletons and machines that resembled torture, which did not alarm Lin in the least, until she discovers a kind of note that was written in the language of the gods. Realizing that it was a wish that would be asked of the dragon Zenosama, the wish that would be asked was to eradicate her, something that was not a concern currently, but if it left her wondering who could have been the one who wrote that. Tell me, Jen, did you bring me here to see this? Says Lin, turning to see Jen, who in the same way looks at Lin, signaling her to pass her the pen and the paper that were next to the note, which Lin does after a while. The little girl looks at Lin and shows her what she wrote. On the paper she said that she knew who she was because she had a memory of this place where the note with her name was. Well, little one, let's get out of here. Being surrounded by so many bones is already affecting me, says Lin, carrying Jen to leave the place. Meanwhile, with Goku, that after the great jump that he gave managed to reach without problems to the place where the explosion that they heard came from. But for his bad luck he would not find anything, at least with the naked eye, since in the place barely and if you could feel energy. I guess there's not much to do here, said Goku, and then saw a monstrous being peeking out from behind some rocks, making his interest return, to then try to approach the being that would shoot an acid out of his mouth that manages to graze the Saiyan, who quickly retreats. Although the pain caused by such an attack was something that would not manage to avoid releasing a powerful moan that would manage to reach the ears of Lin, who smiles slightly to hear it. It seems that inept is already in trouble, Jen, speaks Lin while holding Jen, who raises his head to see her. For now we won't go. I want to know more about you, little one, would say Lin, sitting on a giant rock that was near where Goku was, who was trying to evade the acid shots of the monster to then shoot him spheres of ki that if they managed to hit the monster would not do the slightest damage because it could not only shoot acid if it was not made of the same. Damn, why is this happening to me? Shouted Goku, while running all over the place avoiding being touched by the monster's acid. Although little by little he would get tired because nothing he did caused any damage to the monster. He even transformed into Super Saiyan Blue to be able to hit the being made of acid, but the only thing he did was to smear all his aura with acid. It seems that the inept one will not be able to handle this alone. What do you say we help him? Lin speaks, looking at the little girl that he had in his lap, but when he did not get an answer he would simply caress her head and go back to see Goku. He was undoubtedly having a terrible time because of the annoying acid creature due to the great power of Goku's attacks. The planet would constantly be shaken by earthquakes, which would make Lin begin to float along with his new gen acquisition. Thanks to the fact that Goku was in Super Saiyan Blue, he noticed the presence of Lin, who was a few kilometers away in the sky. Goku would scream asking for Lin's help, who would simply laugh and launch a beam of energy that destroys the planet, but not before teleporting to another world next to the Saiyan, who falls in the worst way, destroying a lot of buildings in the world. I guess it was a lot for him. Well, are you okay, Jen? Says Lin, in the sky, watching the disaster caused by the landing of Goku, that due to the wear and tear of using the Super Saiyan Blue the fall had affected him, although he would not take the worst part because the inhabitants of the planet that were in the buildings that the Saiyan had destroyed with his landing would have died with the impact. Lin, why don't you ever tell me what you're going to do? Shouted Goku, quite annoyed with the goddess who appears behind him and holds him by the shoulder. The fact that Zen protects you doesn't give you the right to treat me as you want. That's clear, says Lin, looking seriously at Goku, who swallows his breath and looks at Lin, nodding. Very well, replies Lin, returning to his usual attitude until he sees how Jen changes his face from neutral to annoyed due to Lin's attitude, who is surprised and picks up the little girl and stares at her. leaving Goku worried who didn't know what to do. Gen, says the goddess, looking at the little girl who doesn't respond and keeps her defiant stance, until Goku picks her up in his arms and returns to his neutral look. What was that, asks Lin, looking at Goku. I guess it responds to bad vibes. It's really scary, says Lin, looking at Goku, who in thoughts would say, look who's talking. Leaving all that aside, the inhabitants of the planet would not know that he had come back to life because for them nothing had happened. Although what they would do would be to ambush the 3 intruders who destroyed a part of their home. Lin would be about to raise his hand to eliminate them all quickly, but because Gen touched it with his little hand, he decided not to do it and left all the work to Goku, surrendering voluntarily. What are you doing? It's not obvious. I'm leaving all the work to you, little guy, says Lin, looking happily at Goku while they were handcuffed together. After the 3 intruders were imprisoned, the guards began to create a series of circles with their hands that would close the cells with energy, although the 3 would be separated since Goku would be in one alone while Lin and Gen would be in a cell with a bunch of women from other worlds that had landed on the planet. You'll stay there, girl, says the guard while pushing Lin, who was holding Gen in her arms. But thanks to Lin's ability to recognize and speak any language in the universe, making herself understood would be very simple. You should be eliminated, don't you think? Asks the goddess while seeing the little demon in her arms. What should we do? They are the first ones. We haven't found their ship anywhere. I don't know. We will have to wait to see what the bosses say. While 2 guards were arguing for the newcomers, Goku would be lost because he didn't know what they were saying. And now what do I do? Well, I'm not in favor of eliminating these people either. Without Goku couldn't continue thinking because a man with a sinister face grabbed him and threw him against the wall of the cell, causing him to be electrocuted, causing him pain that left him paralyzed. But what is this? Would reply quite sore the Saiyan while trying to move until a beast man looks at him closely and crushes his arm, making Goku scream because the cell being surrounded by magic cancelled all his powers, making him very vulnerable. I don't understand what you guys are telling me, so I will assume that you are just troublemakers, speaks the Saiyan, to jump and hit one of the subjects that accompanied him in the cell of magical energy, managing to cause a small tremor in the place, calling the attention of one of the magicians near the prison. What was that? Would think the mage near the prison, while also knowing that it was his responsibility to keep the magic inside the prison, especially in the cell of beings from other worlds. Sir, please let me go check for you, would say one of the apprentices in the place that would be silenced by the magician, to then retreat towards the place where the Saiyan was. Meanwhile, in the cell of Jin and Lin could be seen as all of the inmates were frightened because Lin would have finished with the few who dared to touch her, or Jin with a simple blink of eyes managing to cause terror in the inmates who would be looking at her from afar because the magic of the prison had not affected her. They are all scumbags, speaks the goddess, looking at the women in front of her, making the strongest one in the cell angry, and she would step forward. Oh, so there is a trash who is brave, he speaks Lin, looking at the woman who was standing in front, who would try to hit Lin, but due to a blow from Jin the woman would move back thanks to the pressure of the air. What happened, Jean? Are you okay? Asks Lin, raising the little horned woman without paying attention to the others who were waiting for an opportunity to attack her. About 3 would run towards Lin, being eliminated just for approaching her. I told you, no, you guys are scum, don't try anything if you want to prolong your existence, says Lin, getting up because he would hear a scream from Goku. Looks like the monkey is having a hard time. Are you sure you don't want us to leave now? Asks Lin, while looking at Jin, who turns his head from side to side. Okay, then who will be my sack now? Says Lin, looking at the girls who would be terrified due to Lin's strength, while Goku would be dodging blows from several opponents while trying to get out of the place, since the cell being covered with magic made energy attacks impossible, but not brute force attacks. You do not get tired. How many are you? Goku shouted as he knocked down opponent after opponent who tried to hit him. You seem to be very strong. But I want to know one thing, what species are you? Asks the same guy who had challenged him at the beginning. Well, I'm a Saiyan raised on Earth, says Goku, as he struggled with the guy who apparently had a strength similar to 17, so Goku would be having a bit of trouble with this guy. Saiyan, Earth? Never heard anything about that before. But the guy would stop struggling as he saw the mage enter the cell, leaving Goku, who slips due to the force he was making. Wait a minute, because now I can understand them? The Saiyan would ask himself between thoughts. The magician would make a hand movement that would lift everyone in the place, including the Saiyan who was trying to escape, which would be useless, but due to the great strength of the Saiyan, the magician would put his attention on the newcomer. "Are you the one who caused so much trouble?" asks Clem, looking at Goku, who was trying to move, but due to the great amount of magic power surrounding the area it would be impossible for him. "Who are you?" asks the Saiyan, with some difficulty. Clem, after speaking, the mage would drop Goku on the floor, who could finally relax a little since he arrived. The mage would walk around the cell while Goku could only just get up from the floor, while Clem had already subdued a large amount of prisoners due to the rampages and tremors they had all caused so far. "Why are you doing this?" asks Goku, staring at Clem, who turns around then tries to gauge his fighting level, which would be impossible due to Goku's great power. "It seems that you are not an ordinary guy. Your strength, I can't measure it. Moreover, your true strength is hidden," says Clem, looking at the Saiyan, who makes a pirouette to retreat. "Are you the one who keeps all these guys locked up?" asks Goku, to which the magician would simply affirm with his head, leaving Goku with a smile to then try to attack him in order to confirm his strength, which would be useless because Clem with the look would leave Goku immobilized on the ground. "But what is this?" would say the Saiyan, struggling to get up without success. "You are in my dimension or cell as you want to see it. I control everything here, so it will be very difficult for you to do anything to me. I don't think it will be very difficult for you all to understand, so please prevent me from having to come back here," says Clem, leaving the cell so Goku could finally get up. "Geez, that was something that never happened to me before. That guy looks like he is very powerful," Goku would say, only to hear that one of the prisoners next to him wanted to propose something to him. "You want to get out of here, don't you, kid?" says a guy covered in black to the Saiyan, who nods his head. While Goku was talking with the guy in black, Lin and Jen would be about to receive the visit of the sorceress who was in charge of their dimension at the moment of arrival. This one would introduce herself to the new inmates, calling herself as Light. "The new ones are you? Not from what world do you come from?" asked the sorceress, looking at Lin, who was about to get rid of the sorceress, but thanks to Jen, she would not do it, limiting herself to say her name. "Lin and Jen, why did you come to Claire?" asked the sorceress, who was already starting to annoy Lin. "We came because there was nowhere to go," answered the goddess, looking at the sorceress, who still did not understand how they could get here because they had not found their ship or any trace of any space fleet in the solar system. "I guess we should talk a little later. I will leave for now, Lin, so keep your composure please." After speaking, the sorceress would leave the dimension. "I don't know why you insist on us going through this. The truth is I don't like having to be here doing nothing," says Lin, looking at Jen, who would make a sound or movement. Meanwhile, Goku was already devising a plan to get out of the dimension together with the guy in black, who apparently was also a magician like Clem, only that this one had hidden his abilities because most of the army in this world had access to magic and his power would not manage to counteract so many magicians and sorcerers together. "I'll help you anyway. I must get out of here," says Goku, starting to meditate to see if he managed to release some divine key to be able to give it to the guy in black. "Boy, are you sure you can do it?" the magician speaks, without receiving an answer from Goku, who was maintaining a concentration that if Whis could see it, he would praise him because his surroundings had disappeared, something that only happened when he was in an ultra-instinctive state. After a few hours in which Goku was able to maintain his concentration, he had finally been able to release a small amount of divine energy, something that would be useful to both of them. The magician, to obtain the energy, would manage to generate a portal that communicated with the exit of the prison, making all prisoners with Goku manage to leave the prison, some with ambition of revenge and outside would try to hit Goku because their powers had returned. The attacks of the subjects would be in vain because Goku in Super Saiyan was already far superior to all other subjects trying to corner him. Even the guards trying to maintain control outside the prison did not know what to do because of the powers of other beings, until the arrival of the superior wizards that a single spell would manage to subdue most beings in the place, although the power of some would prevail against the wizards, ending with several of them creating chaos in the place. "Damn, what am I doing? Lin will not be able to hold out any longer. I'd better finish this quickly," thought the Saiyan, passing to Super Saiyan Blue. While outside the prison there was chaos in the women's area. These would be kept at bay by Lin, who upon hearing the roar would raise his hand, eliminating several beast women in the place, scaring the others, who would remain calm due to Lin's demands. "You the beast girl, I want you to run in a circle so maybe I have something to do when the monkey finishes what he is doing outside," the goddess would say with a malevolent smile. The semi-human girl, neither short nor lazy, would start running, although after a while this would tire Lin, eliminating her due to the little patience of Lin. Already half of the inmate population had already left this world due to the goddess of everything. "Why are you doing this to us? You don't even need to be here. You can leave this dimension if you want to. Are you just a machine too?" The woman who was criticizing Lin could not continue speaking because Jen shut her mouth. "Keep out of the way if you don't want to disappear, please," says Jen, looking at the woman, who backs away, although this would not be the only reaction, because Lin, when realizing that Jen spoke, would burst with joy, raising her from side to side, behaving very different from the sadistic woman that she had shown until recently with the other inmates.